Turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shade walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section. She call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let gang, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube, she back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. And you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. And you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
All right, you guys. Welcome to Shades 2 Late Night Owls Talk Time. Thank you guys so much for being here. Welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched us in the replay. Over here in the chat, we got Jermaine, always showing support. Thank you guys so much. Guys, if you enjoyed this content tonight, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notifications so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure to share and leave a comment. If you want to show additional support for this channel, feel free to do a super sticker, Cash App donation at $Shades2, or you can do a super chat or get yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. All righty, and thank you guys so much. So y'all, anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about, first and foremost, we have a clear surveillance video, okay? It's clear. So we're going to watch that. And I'm also going to just tell you guys the appeal strategy and the strategy and the different things that they can do. All right. So go get you a relaxing seat or a bed or whatever. If you are at work, you know what to do. Watch or listen to me on the download. And we are getting ready to get started with this live. And I hope you guys are having a blessed night and a blessed Wednesday. These days go by so quick. I have to think about what day it is. All right. So let me go ahead and put my music on in the background first, like always, because it's too quiet. And let me change this header. So first thing first, you guys, before we look at this video, because we're not going to be on here long tonight at all, because I think we're going to be entirely too late. We're going to talk about the new team of lawyers, okay, and what they can basically do. I've been listening to people talk about these new lawyers all day, and everybody got their own, you know, opinion of these lawyers and how they will handle this appeal process. And I mean, I've been hearing some good things about them, and what I have researched, I've been seeing some good things as well. Anyway, the new team of lawyers is taking over the appeal and plans to aggressively challenge the trial's verdict. So their defense in, I forgot how you say this word, appeal it. How you say that? I think it's appeal it. Appeal it strategy includes, number one, identifying legal errors. The new team will argue that many procedural and legal errors happened during the initial trial, raising specific issues with evidence, jury instructions, and rejected self-defense claims. I heard a trial lawyer today talking about the jury instructions, okay? And that's one thing that we didn't really, I think we overlooked that over here. You know, the instructions that the judge gave the jury. So he was talking about all the different things that he just, you know, was thinking about. You know, I think one was, if I'm not mistaken, one was the judge telling them, not really telling them, but saying that they would have to stay at a hotel or something like that. He's going to make them stay at a hotel or something like that. Basically, it could kind of make the jury think that they need to go ahead and make a decision so they won't have to be in a hotel, you know what I'm saying, away from their kids or whatever they have to do at home, you know what I'm saying? So that could have played a role in how quick the deliberation process went, because it was like almost 3 hours. And that's not long at all. Okay. Oh, we did? Okay, because you know I've been having in the Twilight Zone at nighttime. Okay, so I know Jermaine is definitely going to correct me. Okay, so anyway, what did we say about it, Jermaine? Because I don't even remember. You probably was the one who was talking about it. And then the self-defense claims. Okay, so the trial lawyer I was listening to today said that the defense attorney should have let Karmelo Anthony testify. And I said that too, you know, from the start. And he said the reason being is the same thing that I said, because if he testifies, right, if he would have testified, that basically will give the jury, they will see him. They will see him, the part that they will see the side of him that the justice system, the lawyers, the prosecutor, and all of them are not basically showing. You know, the criminal justice system is basically showing him to be a murderer, and he just basically took out a, you know what, and just basically went berserk on this kid. Okay, they're not showing the other side of Karmelo Anthony. And if he would have gotten up there on that stand and testify himself, then that would have showed, you know, the public, well, not the public so much, but it would have showed the jury, you know, the jurors, that this person is remorseful. He is a regular person that is not thinking about unaliving people and things of that nature, and he is sorry for what he has done, and etc. So I definitely agree with that, because I said that they should have let him get on that stand. Now, the trial attorney said today that it could be two reasons why he didn't get on that stand. One could be he was scared as hell, okay? Or he could possibly get tricked up and mess up. And like I said before, the only way that he wouldn't have gotten tricked is if the defense attorney would have practiced with him a couple times per week for the whole entire year, to get him prepared, because the defense attorney could basically question him like a prosecutor, like a mock type thing, and get him ready to be on that stand and to get cross-examined. And again, if you're telling the truth anyway and you done practice, I don't see how he could have messed up. And as far as being nervous or scared or whatever the case is, if the defense attorney would have practiced with him 2 times per week for the whole year, I don't think he would be as scared. I mean, he would still be a little scared, but not like he would if they would have put him up there and no one got him prepared for testifying himself. So I think they kind of messed up there, because when you are claiming self-defense, you need to let the jury see you talk about how scared you was, and you feared for your life, and you just didn't know, you didn't know what else to do, because you didn't want them to, do anything to you. And then at the same time, the defense attorney could have had him explain what he meant when he said, touch me and see what happens, or find out what happened, or whatever he said. And when he told them that it wasn't allegedly, he did it. He could have explained all of that. Okay, point blank. Let's see what else did he say. And I think that was it. Those are the reasons why the defense attorney should have let him got up there and testify for himself, so the jurors can get a feel for him. They can see his real personality. They can see that he is truly remorseful, and he's not just some kid that's, out here trying to unalive another child. You know what I'm saying? Just like they should have gotten, the character witnesses, like the parent of the child that he saved that little girl's life. I think it's a little white girl. She even said, allegedly she said that she would have gotten up there to testify and no one called her. So she should have been, on that list, and she could have got up there and told people about Karmelo Anthony. What about former teachers or anybody basically that knows him? So, because you do this so you can have another picture of him. Right now, the USA and maybe the world got a picture of him as being some bad kid that just went out here and unalive Austin Metcalf for no apparent reason. That's what they got out here right now. Okay? So if he would have got up there and talked, right now we would probably have a different opinion of him. And plus, it might have helped with his trial, even his sentencing. If you're not talking anything, the jurors would probably think that you're guilty. You probably did. You did this and you didn't show no remorse or anything. So I think he should have gotten up there too. I think he just didn't go because he was scared, point blank. Just scared. Because he's only 19, basically a kid, never been on stand before or anything. But I still think if his defense attorney would have practiced with him at least twice a week, even one time a week, just like that trial attorney said, for a whole year, I think he would have been, ready to get on that stand and testify for himself. And they definitely should have had character witnesses up there. And I think the defense attorney should have really questioned Eddie. Okay, because again, I'm still trying to figure out why Eddie called him over there if he knew that Austin and Hunter didn't want anyone or him over there. Okay, or no, because see, Austin and Hunter might not wanted any guys underneath that tent. The girl thing may be okay because you know how boys are with girls, but because I'm still trying to figure out what was it about Karmelo that made him not want him to be there when they claimed other people from other schools were underneath that tent, and one being a girl. So I don't know. That's weird. Okay, hold on for a minute, y'all. Let's see what Jermaine is talking about over here. So Jermaine said, yeah, they rushed the jury, right? And so that's one of the things they're going to be looking at as well. I seen the Austin's ad wound pretty graphic. Oh, you saw it? I didn't look at it. It would be difficult for any jury not to return a guilty verdict after seeing that. And that's why it's extremely important if he would have gotten up on that daggone stand and testified for himself, okay? Any ad wound is going to look like that, okay? It really is. It's not going to be cute. It's not going to be pretty, okay? I remember, like I said, when I got into that situation where I had to defend, myself, and I got in the process. That was not like a cute wound. And then the dude who I had to mess up to, it wasn't cute either. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, they never look cute, okay? At all. So I think he could have helped himself if he would have got up there and testified and explained the situation himself. Period. Okay? Right. He needed to get up there so they can know what happened. Even if they did not rule that it was self-defense, and they would have said it's negligent homicide or something like that, at least he would have got a lighter sentence, okay? Or even manslaughter, he would have got a lighter sentence. If you're sitting there, you're not saying anything, people don't know. They don't know how to take you. You're getting accused of just basically unaliving this kid who just put his hands on you, and that's it. He just touched you. He touched you lightly, okay? And then they are saying that you were the aggressor, even though you were sitting there minding your business. So yeah, I would want to get up there and defend myself. But like I said, I can understand that he was scared. But when you are dealing with the chance that you may be behind bars for a lot of years, you cannot be afraid. Point blank. You can't be. And I just feel like his defense attorney should have helped him in that area, because he knows the questions that a prosecutor would ask. Hell, you know what? Honestly, his parents could have went online and typed in with the chat thing, and had the chat GPT, shoot out some questions that prosecutors ask. And they could have did it. His dad could have did it and helped them. You said they know damn well Karmelo was not admitting to murder, especially when he's asking the cop about self-defense and told them he was attacked first. Plus, he was crying uncontrollably. Okay? So that should indicate right then and there that he thought he was doing self-defense. Okay? And that something happened. And listen, I don't care what y'all say. That video does not show everything. Okay, it just doesn't. I mean, it's blurry as hell. Okay, I don't know how y'all can even make out too much of anything. For real, I keep saying that over and over again. So I'm glad they are going to be identifying legal errors, because they need to. All right, the evidence, they got issues. They're going to be looking at the issues, if there are any issues with the evidence, the jury instructions, and rejected self-defense claims. Okay. I just think they were very hard on this kid, man, overly hard. And another thing too, how in the hell did he get 35 years when you got people who are career criminals that be doing the most? You know, when I say criminal, I'm talking about they murderers and stuff like that. They have done 2 people or so, and some of these people don't even get 35 years. And like that trial lawyer said, usually the type of person who would get 35 years is someone that has unalived more than one person, has a background of doing all types of criminal activities, just be like basically in and out of jail and things of that nature. This kid has never been incarcerated. Okay. Good kid in school, good kid at home, worked 2 jobs, saved the other little kid life. I mean, just a lot of stuff. So why did the jury and judge do 35 years? And then in the state of Texas, I didn't know that they have a choice. Either you can let the jury decide how many years. I think that's what the trial lawyer said. Or either the judge. And I guess the defense team, opted for the jury to decide that. But I don't understand how they could have opted for the jury to decide that if Karmelo did not go on the stand to testify for himself. I mean, that's kind of weird. It's almost a you-know-what sentence. Because listen, how do you think the jury is going to believe you if you're not saying anything? You're just sitting there. And then the defense attorney did not have enough witnesses, in my opinion. Also, I think he should have cross-examined Eddie a little bit more. Plus, there's some problems with the other, with the prosecution witnesses. Their stories are different. Okay, they're not being consistent with what they said before. And yes, we do understand that sometimes stories change a little bit, but not like that. You know what I'm saying? We can't remember every detail, because I can't remember every detail of anything that I had to, do in regards to self-defense. But I can remember the main things. You know what I'm saying? So some of these stories, man, changed up. And then Eddie sat right there and lied. Okay, so why isn't that perjury? I mean, how you gonna say you don't know someone, and then here are some pictures with you in it? It doesn't make any sense. So those legal errors, they will be looked at. Okay, those will be looked at. They got to identify that. That's why they're gonna go through the trial stuff and look at everything, and they're gonna identify any errors within that trial. And hopefully they find some, because those are the things that you need to, ask for an appeal. Then they're going to be looking at jury discrepancies. I practiced that word, y'all. Anyway, they plan to bring attention to the controversial rulings, such as the judge overruling objections and striking several Black female educators from the jury while retaining one white educator. And then he will say this white educator does not teach in a public school setting. I think that's what they said, but it doesn't matter. That teacher, that white educator, is still teaching. All right. And I would like to know, why did he, strike the Black female educators? Just because they're educators in Black, it doesn't mean they're gonna, say that Karmelo is innocent. Okay. And all those overruling objections and things of that nature. Let me tell you something. The trial judge said today, if the defense attorney objected, no, excuse me, if the defense attorney objected to some things there at the trial, he can definitely use that in the appeal process. Okay. But the defense attorney had to object to it in order to be able to use that. So they know for sure that the defense attorney objected to striking the Black jurors from being in the jury. Okay. So he did object to that. And I don't know what else he objected to, but I'm pretty sure he objected to at least a few other things. So they can definitely look at that as well. And then the fund misuse claims. They said because Anthony's original legal fees were highly controversial, with claims emerging that a large portion of the crowdfunding money raised for his defense was spent by his mother on personal luxuries. The new pro bono team clears the way to handle the appeal without the financial baggage, baggage of the trial. Baggage of the trial. Okay. So pro bono means what? Free. So that's what that is, pro bono. So then you won't have no reason to start talking about what this family did with the money and making up lies, okay? Because they already had the other house in the car. I mean, they got Facebook pages with them, with the one, I think with the wife standing by the car or something like that, way before all this stuff happened with Karmelo. As far as the place they moved to now, they had to make those moves because they were being harassed and threatened. Who wouldn't move? But I don't know if they use that money or not. I don't know. I don't know for sure. Okay, so let's see what else. And those are the things that they are going to be. That's their strategy. Okay, that's what their strategy includes. Period. Identifying legal errors, jury discrepancies, and fund misuse claims. And they were also talking about that, what do you call it? The Braston Challenge. Let me look that up. I think that's what that's called, the Braston Challenge. Let me look that up real quick. Hold on, y'all. For the Braston rule, let's see. I forgot the name of it. What's that called, Jermaine? You said they did not want any black jurors because that increased the chances of a hung jury. Right, and plus they know that, like the trial lawyer said today, he said also they didn't want, they might not have want, he didn't say that. What he said is that if they would have had picked at least one or two of the black jurors, they probably wouldn't have deliberated so quickly. Okay. Plus, he said that the black jurors will have a better understanding of Karmelo because they're black. They can relate, to his culture and things of that nature. So certain terminology that Karmelo might have used, the black jury will know. Okay. So with that being said, they might not would have agreed with 35 years, even if they would have agreed that he did do manslaughter but I think the judge threw out something that they couldn't use. I can't remember exactly what it was. But like you just said, it could have been a hung jury, or they could have been deliberating longer, or just other things could have transpired with the two black jurors, or even one black juror. Yeah, the Basson Challenge. I thought it was an N in that. Let me look that up. No wonder I couldn't find it because I was spelling it the other way. Thanks, Jermaine. Now, what the heck I be talking about? What I be saying? He's trying to remember all these different terms. Hold on. Let me write that the right way. Oh no, I can remember a lot of stuff. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But me doing all these different lives and all the shit I do all day, it's like this shit started just getting, combining together. So yeah, the Basson challenge is a legal objection raised during jury selection. So that just goes back into what I just said about the jury. Okay. So he's saying that the opposing attorney is improperly using preemptory strikes to exclude potential jurors based on their race, If this is, I can never say that right, gender or religion, okay? It ensures the constitutional right to an impartial jury and equal protection. So that's why they're looking at that for the jury thing. And you know what? They're probably going to be able to use that. Yeah. Because if you got the white educator there, but you claim you didn't want the black people, the black educators there because you feel like they're going to be biased or whatever the case is, well, I mean, the same rule, the same thing should apply to the white educator as well. And then you say the white person, the white educator wasn't an educator at a school, but some other type of, I guess, institution or whatever. Teaching is teaching, though, whether it's at a school, college, one of those other type of schools, or, you know, what do you call that stuff? Training, or it's still teaching. And you can still be biased if you want to. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think because you're a teacher, you would be biased with any damn thing. It'll probably tee you off more because you're like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, like I said, I think it was more of a racial type thing. I really do. You said what? Hold on. You said, I gotta get a lawyer. I don't have the money. Wonder will they allow me to look into the assault from 30-something years ago? My mother looked into. She just let it go crazy, left me partially blind 30 years ago. I don't know about that. Recently in my 50s, got an eye injection for 5 black kids, damaged my retina and fractured my skull, and state not providing enough benefits to survive. You said this happened 30-something years ago. I doubt very seriously you can do anything about that as far as looking into it. But, I mean, you can try. Okay. You know, you can get a pro bono lawyer, to help you with that. But 30 years ago is a long time. I don't think you'll be able to do anything about that. But talk to a lawyer because there may be some other things you can do regarding, them damaging your eye, your retina, and fracturing your skull. Wow, that's tripped out. And as far as this, you can't get disability or anything for this. If you can, you should. If you don't already have it, you can possibly look into that. If it's keeping you from working or something like that. You say you are in your 50s, right? So yeah, you should look into that. As far as those kids, 30 years is a long time ago. Shit, I would assume, well, because they were kids then, but I don't know. Maybe when they got older, shit. Because so many things you can still do even years after. Once they turned 18, it would have been on point blank. Yes. But I don't know what you can do now, legal-wise. You definitely need to talk to a lawyer. And online, they have many different sites online where you can actually ask lawyers questions, at least 1 or 2 questions for free. And then after that, they charge you a small charge. And you can actually do that just to see what you can do. But 30 years is a long time ago. I don't know if you can do anything in regards to anything legal to them because it's so long ago. But I don't know because I'm not a lawyer. So it may be possible. Okay, y'all. So anyway, we just learned a little bit of stuff about the Baxton Challenge and about all the things that this legal team will try to do for Karmelo Anthony. All right. And like I said, and just like that trial lawyer said earlier, once they do all of this and look at everything, and if they come back, with a retrial or overturn the ruling, or I don't know if they can change the charges or whatever, because I don't know if they can do that because, like I said, I'm not a lawyer. But I thought I heard him say something like that. I'm not sure though. Okay. But I know they're overturning and then the ruling, And then what was the other one I said? And retrial, those definitely can be possible. Let me see what everything you can get from that. Hold on. Let's check this out. Let's look this up real quick. Let's see. So in that appeal, and they did say this is not a retrial when they do the appeal process, so y'all can know no evidence or witnesses are introduced. In order to be able to do that, they would have to be able to get a retrial. Okay. Once they prove what they're trying to prove, and the appellate court sees that to be true, then they can either order a retrial or overrule. They can overrule, whatever's been done, the ruling. And it's something else they can do. I can't remember what that is. But I think those are the things that they can do. Let's see. They said possible outcomes. So of course they can affirm it. And that means that the court can agree with the original court's decision. Okay. Or they can reverse it. Okay. The court disagrees with the decision, effectively overturning the original judgment. Okay, so that's called reverse. Or they can change it, modify it. They can change, the court changes or corrects a specific part of the original judgment. So I don't know when they say change it, modify me. I don't know if that means that they can change a sentence. I don't know if that means that for sure. It may mean that. Or they can remand, REMAND. The court sends the case back down to the lower trial court for further proceedings, new calculations, or a completely new trial. So that basically means that they can do a retrial, just like I said originally. Okay, so that's pretty good. So remand, modify, reverse, or affirm. So let's hope they don't affirm anything. I don't see them affirming that because, why would they affirm that if they have evidence to support that there are errors? Okay, and if the Batson challenge can apply to this case, I don't understand how that would be affirmed. If anything, I'm thinking it would probably be a modification or even a reverse. And I guess it has to be really a lot of stuff that is not right in order for the appellate court to do a reverse. But to modify, just say if they find that Batson challenge was abused or whatever the case is, that probably will open him up, open up Karmelo's sentence to be modified. And I'm just guessing, y'all, because I'm not a lawyer. I'm just guessing, just looking at this stuff. And you just never know. They may do a remand. You just never know. But I really do hope, I don't know which one I hope for. Let's see. I hope they do a reverse. I hope the court disagrees with the decision, especially that 35 years, okay, and with them calling him a murderer, okay. I hope they disagree with that, and then they overturn the original judgment. That's what I hope they do, a reverse. Yeah, I hope they do a reverse. You don't think he's going to win his appeal? Why don't you think he's going to win his appeal? You said if this was in any other state than Texas, I would feel better about his appeal. But the thing about it, he has these great lawyers, this great team. They're gonna fight, and then he got the civil rights things there too. They're gonna fight, you know, for everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially if his civil rights were violated or anything, and if they actually omitted those black jurors, those educators, those female educators, because of anything involving race, gender, and etc., I don't see how he could not win this appeal. I don't think these lawyers will let this go if they find errors in all the other stuff that I listed. And just say if he did not win this appeal, what are the next steps after that? Let's look that up real quick. You said you was 18 to think Karmelo would get a retrial. What you mean by that? Okay, let's see this real quick, you guys. And I just want to keep this right here so I can remember because my butt can forget it. Okay, let's screenshot that. Now, if you don't win an appeal, what can you do next? So you can appeal to a higher court, such as a state or federal Supreme Court. You can also file a motion for rehearing or reconsideration or utilizing post-conviction motions if it's a criminal case. So you can, depending on the nature of your case, you can do this: appeal to the next level. You can petition a higher court to review the appellate court's decision. If you lost in a state appellate court, you can try to appeal to the state Supreme Court. You can file a petition asking the same appellate court to reconsider its decision based on a claim, error, oversight, or significant change in the law. You can also do a writs of habeas corpus or other post-conviction motions. This usually involves arguing constitutional violations or discovering new evidence that could not have been presented during the original trial. Okay, so there's a lot of things he can do if he does not win this appeal. I don't know if he'll win it or not. I just don't know. You don't believe he will because you said Texas is so daggone, tripped out. But he still got some powerful lawyers, okay? And I don't think they'll play by that game. I think it'll be a real good fight. You said when you got assaulted. Okay. Yeah, but that appeared to be a fair trial. You don't know everything that transpired. They wouldn't even let cameras inside of the courtroom or anything, nothing. We don't know if that trial was actually fair, okay? Because we're not lawyers for one thing. That's why he has a whole group of lawyers so they can look through everything and make sure. See, right now they are checking for errors. Now, say if they come back and they don't see any errors or anything else, then they won't be, I don't know what they would do after that, because it won't, you wouldn't be able to do none of these other things right here, I don't guess, if the lawyers don't see anything, unless he hires some more lawyers, you know what I'm saying? But he probably wouldn't, because if all these lawyers check everything and they don't see no errors, they don't see all this other stuff I said, it won't be no appeal. You see what I'm saying? So when these lawyers look through the case and stuff and look at the trial and they see, errors and things of that nature, they're going to fight for him. We're not talking about the defense attorney. We're talking about these appellate. We're talking about these people who are used to dealing with appeals and stuff. These appeal lawyers. Lawyers who specialize in appealing cases. That's what I'm trying to say. Because regular lawyers can't do this. Like that trial lawyer, he said he doesn't do this right here. You have to have the lawyer that specializes in appealing. In appeals, okay? Well, you can say appealing because they got it right here too. That's probably why I said it like that. You say you ended up in the hospital. I think only stayed in the hospital for 3 days. They said I was lucky. Fast forward, older guy. No, my relatives in this. My partner said, "Ooh, that was you. Sorry, but your cousins, we were in on it." Okay. You said not saying don't fight, just saying it's highly unlikely he wins the appeal. Well, you just think he won't win the appeal because he's in Texas? So you think that the lawyers don't have enough power to, if they feel like the appellate court is doing something wrong, you don't feel like they got enough power to go up to a higher court and try to get it, try to win? I think if they see errors, okay, everything is valid. I think he could have a chance of winning, okay, an appeal. But I don't know for sure because they said that 90% of the people don't. Okay, and that's what that lawyer said today, the trial lawyer. It's a hard thing to try to get. But, you got to try. You have to try versus just, sitting there taking what they gave you. But these are the steps that I just gave you guys. So if it does get denied, let's say if it does get denied, he can petition a higher court to review the appellate court's decision. Okay, so if you lost in a state appellate court, you can try to appeal to the state Supreme Court. So those lawyers you got, they know this already. So if they don't win the appeal, they're going to keep on going. Just like the trial lawyer said today, it can be a long, tedious process. So that's why these lawyers that he has right now, this is why they're going to take their time and look through everything very carefully. Okay? That's what they're going to do and go from there. So I don't know how long this whole entire process may take. It may take a year or two. We just don't know. But he said that the trial lawyer said it could take a long time. So half of y'all who are interested in this case now probably won't even be interested by that time because it could take a long time. Shoot. He could be doing this right now. It could be a whole nother year. Let me see how long this could take. It could be a whole nother year or two. Let's see. How long does the appeal process take?
The appeal process usually takes between 3 months and 2 years, depending on the case and court workload. While there are strict filing deadlines, the actual review can be slow. For legal advice, consult a professional.
So yeah, it could be quick or it could be up to 2 years. And like I said before, some of these people who are interested in this case right now, they're not going to be talking about this case in 2 years. They're probably not even 6 months. So you got to be patient. You got to let these lawyers do what they need to do. And hopefully Karmelo will be patient. He's young. He probably will be anyway. And let them do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? So he can win this appeal. And if he doesn't win this, he can just go up to a higher court. Right. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be very, very, very hard and stuff. And if there are errors, because we're not lawyers, if there are errors, they will find them. And if the judge did abuse, or the jury, not the jury, the judge, or the I think it was the prosecution and the judge, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot how they said it earlier, who removed the black jurors. Okay, so if they did it based on race or some other type of stuff like race, gender, or anything like that, then yeah, there you go. Hold on, let me take my little medicine. Okay. So I don't want to mess up and get it mixed up. Yeah, so if they did that, that is one thing they can use for show with the Baxton challenge. And then they had another, I can't remember the other one that I said. I think they probably can find that too. Because just looking at this stuff, from the outside, it looks like some things, was unfair. But we don't know for sure because we are not on the inside. But these lawyers will know. They've been to school for this. They dealt with this before. They have done this before. So they know. So let me see. Let me do this right. How long does it take the criminal process takes in a criminal case? Hold on. How long does it take an appeal for a criminal case? Yeah, okay, 6 months to 2.5 years, okay? They say with the median process lasting about 8 to 12 months. And they say it really just depends on, where they're at, if it's state or federal, and how hard or difficult it is, okay? So let's see about Texas, how long the key stages of the appeal timeline in Texas. Key stages of the appeal timeline in Texas. Let me just copy this shit if I can, because I'm not going to remember this, okay? Let's see. So let's do this like this. We're going to see. This is the only way you can find out stuff. You have to look it up. Okay, let's see this real quick. In Texas, because they're giving me California stuff. Let me look at Texas. So let's see here. So let's see. They said Texas appeal follows a strict multi-stage timeline, just like any other state, that usually spans 6 to 12 plus months from start to finish. First, you have to file a notice of appeal, and it goes through the record preparation and briefing stages before the appellate court reviews the case and issues a final decision. So in Texas, it moves through 5 stages, okay? The notice of the appeal, the deadline, typically 30 days after the trial court signs the final judgment or order. This extends to 90 days if qualifying post-trial motions like a motion for a new trial or to modify the judgment are filed. This formal document notifies the trial court and the opposing party that you are challenging the lower court's decision. Then number 2, you got the record preparation, and that usually takes 30 to 60 days. So the other one takes 30 days. That's the notice of the appeal. That's 30 days. And then the record preparation takes 30 to 60 days. That's 3 months right there, right? So then they said the appellant must secure the clerk's records, all documents and pleadings filed in the trial court, and the reporters record the written transcript of trial testimony. Once completed, these are compiled and forwarded to the appellate court. Okay. Then you got the briefing period. That's 60 to 90 days. So we already had 3 months. Okay, so 60 more days. That's 2 more months. or maybe 6 months. So that's already like 6 months, okay? Right. Let's see. Both parties submit written legal arguments, briefs, to the appellate panel. The appellate, is I'm saying that right? Appellate files their briefing pointing out trial court errors. Okay. The appellee files a response, and the appellate has a chance to file a final reply brief. And then the fourth step is the oral argument. And the deadline for that varies, okay? It can be scheduled months after the briefing concludes. So they said in some cases, the appellate court requests that attorneys appear in person to argue their points and answer questions from the judges. Many appeals are decided on the written briefs alone without oral arguments. So hopefully, they would do, hopefully when they do the briefing period, okay, they write up a good legal argument, okay, and then maybe they will have them come in and do oral arguments so they can really prove their case. So the court decision and mandate is number 5, the step 5. The deadline is 6 to 12 months after the appeal is officially filed. So when they officially filed it, you get 30, what did I just say, 30 to 60 days in Texas? 30 days. Hold on. Or either it may be 30 to 60 for the, if you count the record preparation. I don't know if they mean from when you first started or not. But anyway, let's see. That whole process is definitely probably going to take about a year to 2 years, possibly. So then the appellate judge reviews the trial records and briefs to make a final ruling. They can affirm the trial court's decision, reverse it, or remand the case back to the lower court for further proceedings. And then the mandate is officially issued shortly after to enforce the ruling. Okay, so there you go. So they go through a good process, so they be really looking at stuff. So hopefully, like I said, these are some good lawyers, okay? So I'm pretty sure they're going to do a very good, they're going to do some good written briefs, okay? That's what I think. Let me make sure I use the right terminology right there. Let's see. Yeah, written legal arguments or briefs. That's what they call it, briefs. BRIEFS. So hopefully they do. I'm pretty sure they are. They're going to do some really good written legal arguments. So the appellant files their brief pointing out trial court errors, and then the appealee files a response. Okay, so who is the appealee? The people who are going objecting against them trying to, win this appeal. Let me look that up and see. Appealee. Let's see. I think it's how you spell it. Okay, so the appealee is the party in a legal case against whom an appeal is filed, also known as the respondent. Okay, so they are the one that won the initial trial or lower court decision, and they're going to be arguing, They're going to be arguing to uphold that ruling. Okay, so that'd be like the prosecution. Okay, and then the Appellant will be like the defense people. Okay? Okay. Let me make sure I'm right. Yeah, I'm right. I'm right. The opposing party who is dissatisfied with the lower court's decision and files the appeal is called the appellant. So Karmelo's people, Karmelo is the appellant, okay? His people and him. And then the appealee is the prosecution people. So they're going to be going up against them to try to get them not to uphold what the appellant is trying to get. All right. Anyway, let's see what y'all talk about in this damn chat. What's up, bros? What's up? In SD54818, what's up? PKDALR, what's up? Yeah, you're right. Well, we don't know if it's gonna get denied, okay? Y'all are so fucking negative, it's plain and ridiculous. Just hope y'all won't get denied in something very major, you know. Many different things you can get denied in, you know, like you can go to the hospital. We stop. You can get denied in many different things. So don't be wishing bad stuff on people because things come back in different ways to you. Okay. You may get denied something, and it may be something very major, you know, for real, for real. So many people be denied every day because of their damn actions. And don't you ever forget that in their thinking. Okay, so let me read y'all comments up here. I guess y'all want to be told off tonight, so let me go ahead and look at some of y'all ghetto ass comments. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's see. Matter of fact, let me mute this music a little bit so I can really hear myself. Okay, let's go ahead. So y'all don't got a damn thing to do tonight but to come over here and talk bull crap, right? Why are you here? For real, why are you here? Go to someone's channel who supports Austin Metcalf. All right. Now let's see. So you said one more thing, sis, not to take you off focus. Oh, you won't, trust me. Early, many hours before that assault, I had weird interactions like a sixth sense frozen in time near my mother, and unfortunately didn't listen to that. Well, you know, a lot of times we don't listen to our intuition, okay? And it's just perfectly normal, you know. But as far as the stuff that happens to you, like I said before, I would basically just talk to an attorney because I don't know if you can do anything legal wise. You probably can't because it's 30 years. That's a long time ago. If it was grape or something like that, you probably could. I don't know. But you need to talk to an attorney just to find out. You said maybe they can modify the sentence. I think that's the best case scenario. I think, I forgot what did I say before. Let me go back to that and look at my notes. I think, and I'm just guessing. So we got affirm, reverse, modify, remand. I'm thinking that they're going to probably, you may be right, Jermaine. I think the modification or remand. And I just told you guys, remand means the court sends the case back down to the lower trial court for further proceedings, new calculations, or a complete new trial. But they probably will do the modification. Because when you look at the case, if they come out as in the appellate court agrees that the jury, they were unfair in jury selection, that's probably going to be grounds for a modification. I don't know if they're going to reverse anything for sure, because the reason why I say that is because of their entire situation. You know what I'm saying? Because just say, even if they do say, okay, they're not going to look at no new evidence. So we know that. Okay. They're not going to look at no new evidence. All right. They're just going to be looking at the errors and things of that nature. So when you just look at that, the legality of it, so that's why I think just like you just said, Jermaine, the modification, because they're not going to look at no new evidence for anything. They're just going to look and see if anything was wrong in that case, in that trial. So the modification probably will be the thing that they're going to do if they win the appeal. So they're probably just going to change. They're going to change or correct a specific part of the original judgment. And that could be the amount of years. Okay. Instead of 35 years, they may reduce it down to 10. Okay. Because since the young man's life is no longer here, I honestly don't see, and I know some of y'all are going to get mad, even though I believe it's self-defense, but this is not a trial right here. The appeal is not a trial. Okay. They're just basically looking at errors or, other things that I told you before. So if they modify it, they could also reduce, make changes in the sentence, I believe. But I still think they would probably keep some years there. Probably more like 10 years. What you think, Jermaine? That too, I forgot about the defense stuff. Because they definitely talked about that. And if he did not do what he needed to do effectively, that's another thing. Now that right there, that could be an indication of a remand, maybe. A completely new trial. But do you think, I know that trial lawyer was like, I don't know I can't remember if he said that having a new trial would be beneficial or not. I don't know about the new trial for sure. If it would be like beneficial, because if you get a new trial, just say it turns out the same way, then I don't know what else you can do after that. So the modification may be the best possible scenario. I don't know, because I'm not a lawyer, I'm just guessing. Because then they can modify everything and just say you can do 10 years, because they can look at it like it was negligent homicide, even though, and I don't know, can they change that? They may can change that, I don't know for sure. Okay. But then if they do a reverse, they could, because it says right here, reverse, the court disagrees with the decision, effectively overturning the original judgment. So if they do a reverse, then they can change what he got charged with, and they can change it to negligence or manslaughter, and then he would get a lighter sentence. It'll still be some years probably, but it won't be 35. If they modify it, they're just going to correct a specific part of the original judgment. So I mean, if they correct a certain part, it can still they can still correct probably the years, because if the lawyers argue that they gave him a sentence that is not normally given to a guy like him, because he has no criminal background, he's never been in trouble, he was never a threat to society out there, because he didn't do anything illegal or wrong. This is his first thing right here. Plus, he's so young, and he can be, what do you call it? He can be led to the right pathway. Okay, that's what the lawyer said today anyway. So they may do that too, based on that. And I definitely believe this. That jury definitely was this. And plus, this, that judge was like, I don't know if he was joking or whatever the case is, but they were like, he shouldn't have said that, when he said something to the nature of, I'm gonna put y'all gonna have to stay at a hotel or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it's something similar to that. We're gonna be at a hotel if you guys don't go ahead and make your decision. You got to stay at the hotel the whole weekend, the whole night, or whatever it was. Right. It's definitely going to be that. You listen, nothing worth fighting for in life is ever easy, okay? Goodness. And you should know that from the shit that I've been dealing with. It's not going to take no years before they get in court. We just talked about that. It takes up to, 2 years the longest. Okay, so shut the hell up. Okay, shut up. And that's not no thug team. You the thug for coming over here talking stupid and talking foolishness. Okay. That's why you should have listened for sure. Anytime your intuition tells you not to do certain things, just basically don't do it. Like when my intuition tell me don't get on the freeway, trying to rush and get home, I usually just take the street. Okay? My intuition told me I was going to win some money back in February. Okay? And every single week from February for like 7-8 weeks, I kept on winning every single week. So the thing is this right here. A lot of times, at least for me, most of the time, when my intuition tells me something, it's usually true. He's a thug for saying that stupid shit. Okay, on everything. No, clearly you lied to yourself about being over here. I'm trying to figure out why you came over here. It is like what time? I don't know where you're at, but wherever you're at is late. And I would not be wasting my time writing stupid ass comments in nobody's daggone chat. You should be your dumb ass in bed. All right, on everything. Oh, don't even now this idiot right here is an idiot, okay? An idiot. I'm sitting up here reading law books. Your stupid ass sit up here in the chat talking stupid. Get your dumb ass out of my chat for real, because I will block you. Jermaine don't have to do it, because I will. But you know what? You chose the right person to come into their comment section, because I love telling people off. Okay? I can do it without cussing. Okay? But take your stupid butt to someone else's chat and talk your bull crap. Period. Because I want to. That's why. You shouldn't be over here saying stupid stuff. Okay, I told y'all about coming over here talking stupid. If you're not for Karmelo, don't be here. Don't be over here. Go to someone who talks against Karmelo Anthony. Go to their channel. I'm sure somebody is up. You talking that smack, and I'm sitting up here telling you exactly what they're saying in these damn law books. I don't just say stuff on my channel. I know other people do that, but I don't. I look up stuff. I look in law books, okay? Point blank. Don't come over here with no bull crap, because I'm not in the mood for that. Period. Did I tell you, hey, bros, what's up, what's up, what's up? Right, making stupid comments, talking dumb. Don't play with me, little boy, little girl, whatever you are, okay? Don't play with me, all right? As a matter of fact, block this stupid BITCH, Jermaine, okay? Before I really go off. For real, I'm not. It's like too late for that bull crap. You can't, even if you disagree and you are for Austin team over there, it's cool. But come over here with some daggone respect. Don't come over here talking stupid smack, all right? On everything. Trying to tell me something. I'm sitting up here reading the daggone law books. Get up on your channel and talk that crap. For real, for real. Now let's do this right here, because we don't got time for this bull crap. You're gonna get your stupid ass banned. Okay? Shades Tube did that. All right? Tell me, why am I cussing here about? What? I'm gonna ban this ass, okay, on everything. We up here talking serious stuff. He over here playing, acting stupid. Whether you white, black, or whatever, honey, you're a human, right? Grow your stupid ass up. I know you're sitting in the bushes and play with somebody who play these little silly games. Okay, I don't got time for that. It's 2:46 in the morning. I'm trying to get ready to go to bed. You up here acting damn stupid. Okay? Okay, let's go over here and look at this real quick. He must think I'm one of those regular content creators that let me not even say what I was going to say, but the thing is, I do this because I like doing it. Okay, just put it like that. Okay, let's see what all you said up here. Oh, A-Dub, thank you so much, hon. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, you said congratulations on the 7.2. I didn't even know I got 7,200 subscribers. None of this stuff. Yeah, I'd be so busy, I don't even pay attention to stuff. Today it was so funny because I was looking at my videos and I was like, what happened to the dollar sign? My videos are not monetized. I'm up here talking to YouTube, right? And this lady is basically trying to tell me that the dollar sign is no longer there. They changed everything. It took me like 40 minutes to realize what she was talking about. But mind you guys, I was at work at the same time, okay? But I was like, girl, you are a dodo bird. Jermaine was like shaking his head. Once I told him, I finally realized she was that I don't know what I was talking about. I was talking about the globe thing. I kept on saying the globe is not on. And she was asking me, are you talking about the thing with the money, the dollar sign on it? And I'm like, no, what are you talking about? And I finally went in there and I went and looked at my YouTube channel and I was like, girl, you are a dodo bird. The little thing that she's talking about is the thing that usually lights up when your videos are monetized. And they said they don't do that anymore. So they must have just stopped it today. I don't know. But anyway, y'all be tripping at times. But anyway, you said, hold on. Y'all got all these damn things. Oh, let me put this up here for you. I don't forgot your name. Let's see. A-Dub. Hold on, let me find it. Damn. You come over here playing games. You know I'm gonna cuss your ass out. And if you've been listening to my lives, you know I will. I don't give a crap. I done told y'all that before. I'm being nice tonight. That's why I had to ban him, Jermaine, because you know in one more minute, we really gonna get he, she, or whoever it is gonna get cussed completely out. Just like I cussed that dude out in person about 2 weeks ago, messing around with me like that. Got time to be playing with nobody. Shit, when we talking serious stuff over here, you know? I mean, you don't have to be for Karmelo Anthony, okay? I want you to be for him, but you don't have to. But when you come over, you don't come over here trying to tell me certain things and I'm sitting up here reading it. Shit, I'm not a lawyer. You're not a lawyer, okay? But I'm reading stuff from lawyers. I'm just going to put it up here as that, okay? Thank you so much, because I'd be like in the Twilight Zone looking through this stuff. And I appreciate that, okay? And then I usually put this on too. Let me just do this real quick. I got to make it fair. I got to make it fair. But I always do this every time I get a little donation or membership or whatever. Okay, but thank you so much, A-Dub. I appreciate you. Okay, let me get back over in this comment section just in case y'all want to act crazy. Okay, let's see here. So you just took off somebody's comment. You should have left it up there so I could read it. Damn. Oh, no, here we go. Let's see. You said, SD, he should not have convicted. He was not the one that started the fight. He was approached aggressively, pushed, and was outnumbered. It should have been self-defense. Keep your hands to yourself. Now, let me say this. Now, I hope I make no one mad tonight. Okay. Now, I did look at this in different ways. Okay. Now, I do say it's self-defense. Okay. I say that. But like I said yesterday, and I'm going to show y'all that video in a minute too. I said, I really do. I wish we could see a video of the inside from the others from another angle so we can see everything. So we can make, we will know 100% for sure. Okay. Now, I'm thinking, based on what I can see, that it is really self-defense, because the thing is, for me, if I'm sitting underneath a tent, minding my damn business, chilling with my so-called friend because he is the one who called me over there, I'm not messing with anyone. Then all of a sudden, this kid comes over here and asks me, what's my name? And I don't fucking want to say my name. I'm thinking the kid need to leave me alone. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Okay? And so if the kid keeps on talking to me and I'm getting agitated, and then he's going to get agitated, and then we get into a verbal altercation, and then clearly I'm thinking that maybe the kid must have made a threat, because I don't see this dude saying, touch me and find out what happened or see what happens just randomly. I just don't see it. He does not even seem like the type or anything. He's not a thug off the street or some hood rat ass little kid that's going around picking with people and fighting and stuff like that. No, I think something was said to him, and that's why he said, touch me to find out or touch me and see. And first and foremost, like I said before, if somebody says to you, I'm nobody, or don't worry about my name, or whatever he said to him, hell, why are you still talking to that person? I would get aggravated if I was Karmelo, just because he keeps on talking to me. And at the same time, Hunter was probably getting aggravated too. Okay? But the thing is this right here. If Eddie called him over there to the tent, why didn't Eddie say, this my bro? This my bro. He cool. Why didn't he say that? And also, who took his book bag? Was it Hunter who took Karmelo's book bag, or was it Austin? Because maybe when the book bag was taken, okay, that's when it really started. They really start, obviously, if you take somebody's personal belonging, they're going to go off. That's when Karmelo probably really started getting aggravated and started saying stuff. And also, they kept on saying, too, that Karmelo was saying your team suck or whatever. Your team is ass. So damn what? Your team is ass. That's what he thinks. It's what he thinks. That's what he thinks. So what? He said the team is ass. That doesn't mean he trying to go and unalive this dude, or he's planning to unalive him. He's just talking shit. That's it. That's what they do. They talk shit to each other. Okay, so he said your team is ass. So I'm pretty sure Hunter and his brother didn't just stand there and say nothing. I'm pretty sure they was going back and forth. It looks like that when I look at the video anyway. It looks like they're going back and forth with each other. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that they came over there and started messing with Karmelo. He was sitting there minding his business, talking to Eddie, texting and stuff. And then y'all say, okay, y'all say one of them just touched him lightly. I don't believe it was a light touch. Looking at that video, that is not a light touch. That's a push, 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 a hard push, and a pull up to him. And it also looks like, some hands hit him. And it looks like more than one person was doing that. We're going to look at that video in a minute anyway. We got a clear version of it. So for me, I definitely believe it's self-defense. If anything, if they don't want to say it's self-defense, they don't see no evidence to say indicate self-defense, I can only see it being negligent homicide. But not no straight up murder. I just don't see it being no straight up murder. Now, I know some of y'all don't like that part where I said negligent homicide or something like that. But not no murder, period. Oh, everything is good. I hope everything is good with you. What you been up to? I've been on here for the longest. And that's another thing too. Majority of those people in that tent was friends with Austin. That's why in Hunter. That's why none of them went to get the coach. Okay, and then they claimed that, and I don't know if this is true. That's what I'm saying, claim. They claimed that Austin and Hunter were like bullies. Now, I don't know if that's true. Okay. It's allegedly. But maybe Eddie is afraid of them or something. Because I'm just trying to figure out why didn't Eddie intervene and stop them from getting any further in their argument. Because it seems like to me if Hunter came over there and be like, yo, who it is? I'm just talking like this, just being silly. Who is this? And then Karmelo be like, I'm nobody, don't worry about it. And then Hunter was like, well, you know, you don't, what school you go to? Well, you know, you're not supposed to be over here. This is not your school, Tit. I want you to leave. And then I'm pretty sure Karmelo was like, I'm not leaving. And then Hunter probably was like, yeah, you gonna leave. And then Karmelo was probably like, make me leave. I don't know how kids do. Okay, for everybody to be sitting up here in the Twilight Zone trying to act like Austin and Hunter wasn't saying shit back to this dude, y'all crazy as ever. Y'all know good and damn well, let's keep it real. They were bickering probably back and forth saying stuff. If you ever taught in the school, you worked around kids, you got kids, you ever seen them in action, they be totally different when they're not around their parents. And they be doing the most. And just because somebody talks shit, it doesn't mean that if two people come up against them, they're not scared of them. Or if other kids are standing there acting like they're going to jump in, it doesn't mean you're not scared of them. But you'll still talk shit. Many people be scared. Women do it all the time. They be scared of their boyfriends and their husbands, and they still talk shit to them. Okay? Women do it all the time. So just because Karmelo talked shit, it doesn't mean he wasn't scared when it was time to be scared. All right? I don't know what y'all talking about. Many people be scared, and you got some scared people who will F you up. Okay? That's why some people do use stuff, because they be damn scared. So I don't know what this other attorney was talking about that I was listening to, who said, I don't know anybody, when they are scared, they talk back to people and say things. But then, dude, clearly you haven't been around a lot of people, because people do this when they get scared. Some people do. Some people don't say anything at all. But some people, when they're scared, they still talk. And they also warn you. And right, and it was a lot of people, the chasing thing. Yeah, when everything went down, some of the kids was trying to leave and was falling all over the bleachers trying to leave. I don't think they were fighting each other like some people said. Then some people did run after Karmelo. Austin and his brother ran after Karmelo. And I think Austin, before he realized he was Ab, and before it started taking effect, he fell. Okay? If you ever been Ab before, or if you ever Ab anyone, people don't know they get Ab. Sometimes you do, but a lot of times you don't, and they'll run. When that dude broke in my house, and I didn't go get my GUN, I went in the kitchen and got my KNIFE. He did not, he ran. He ran. I think he did know that he was, but he ran. Okay? He ran. He hid in a drain or something. Let's go. He better be glad I called the police, because he wouldn't have been alive today. But yeah, he ran. And it was self-defense. So I know all about that self-defense. Trust me, I really do. And people can be scared, and they will still talk mess, and they will use a weapon. Because when he broke in my house, I didn't even know he was in my house. But when I woke up and I saw him in my house, I was scared, but I knew good and damn well that I had to defend me and my kids, or else, somebody may get unalive. So just because someone uses a weapon or talk shit, it doesn't mean they are not scared. Period. You got scared people every day that do stuff. Where y'all be? So, a lot of people won't like this, but we being realistic over here. You say you're thinking around 15 years, eligible for parole in 7.5. I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't think he's going to get out of this without any type of sentence. I'm going to be perfectly honest. If it's modified, I think it'll be modified. They'll reduce the sentence. Okay? If it's a retrial, because they do the other thing, remand, then I don't know if that would be a good thing or not, or bad. I don't know if that would be a good thing or if it will be a bad thing. Because if they come back and say the same thing, that's going to be bad. But if they come back and say negligent homicide or manslaughter, that would be better. It won't be like a good thing, but it'll be better. I don't see them saying, I don't know. I don't see them saying 100%. They could come back and say self-defense, but I don't see 100% because you really can't. You got to really have that evidence that supports that. Maybe if they do a retrial, if it is a retrial, and he gets on the stand and tell his side of it, and you could tell that he's telling the truth and etc., then I can see then that self-defense may be there, and if they can prove that. They need to have a lot of evidence. They need to have a lot of proof, and he needs to be on that stand to talk, and Hunter needs to get up there too. That's what they need to do. After I see all of the evidence, I think he did do self-defense, but I still, like if I was a lawyer, I would still need to see stuff to know 100%, at least 90%. Of course. Like I said, a lot of people thought they had started to fight underneath that tent, but that's not what I saw. I saw them falling over the bleachers, trying to get out the way, and then some of those boys, including Austin and Hunter, ran behind Karmelo, and I think Eddie probably did too. Right, and listen, all these people talking this smack in this damn comment section. I'm going back looking at these messages to y'all. That's what I'm doing. They be lying. If somebody came up to them, pushing on them, grabbing their damn purses and wallets and shit, they're gonna be trying to do something. These are the same type of people that get mad if you get in front of them in a line, if you blow at them one time too many, if you're sitting at the damn light and you don't see a change and you're just sitting there, they get so damn mad that they start blowing their horn like they're going cray cray. And if you react to them back and y'all start throwing up middle fingers, he'll get out his car, come up to your car, and do a whole, just get into some foolishness over that simple stuff. So these are the same type of people who be talking all this smack, what they wouldn't do, knowing good and damn well they would be doing the most if anybody come and ask them, come and tell them to leave a certain place. People can't even leave a damn store, okay, when security tell them to leave. Okay, they can't even leave there, and it's security telling them to leave, or the manager. And we're going to look at that in 1 minute, okay? Yeah, I banned his ass. He definitely did. It sure was. You got that right. They sure was. And that's why you see that. Right. The one thing about it, you got to be able to prove stuff. They don't go by hearsay and what we think. I hope they do. And you have to turn the notifications on and off. YouTube be tripping. Yeah, but they don't look at size like that, okay? Like if it's a woman, they will, but with dudes, they just really don't. One of the attorneys, prosecution team, said that, people who just agree with Austin team, said just because the boys were larger, it doesn't mean you grab a KNIFE as STABBED. The thing is, it's not like that. Those boys, we believe, were trying to physically, and they did physically assault. At least we think. Okay, Karmelo. Okay. If any witnesses lie, they definitely should be held in contempt. I wish they would. I wish somebody would release the video, because I know good and damn well one of those kids was using their phones. I just know they were. Kids are not going to watch a fight go down and nobody is getting their phones out. Okay, I don't believe that. That's what he said. But that's what we think. That's right. You got that right. They think they can, though. And this is what I always tell people. If you want, listen, I had to tell somebody this, okay, who, my stalker, who was telling me, who was saying that I'm not supposed to say certain things if he's saying stuff about me. And I'm like, let me tell you something, dude. When you're saying stuff about me, how do you expect me not to say things about you? And I'm not looking at some of the things that I'm saying. I'm trying to go back at you because you're talking about me. If you can't handle what I say about you, well, then don't say anything about me. We're not playing tit for tat or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to um, play into your feelings. I don't give a damn about your feelings when you're saying stuff about me. I'm trying to hurt your feelings. Same thing with somebody trying to hurt you physically, with a weapon or trying to fight you, trying to jump you. Ain't nobody thinking about trying to be easy on your ass. You're trying to get these people off of you if you think this person is trying to do something really, 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 really serious to you. And for all these people to think it's damn funny about, them fighting him on the bleachers, y'all cray. You can easily get unalive on some bleachers. Okay? And if people jumping you, or somebody is like, even though they talk about the size and stuff, but still, these big boys coming up on you and shit, and you little, they can beat the crap out of you and unalive you. And then Karmelo has epilepsy. Right, and then also too, if this is true, because I don't know if it is or not, with them having a barbecue or something with Austin's dad, how is that possible if they're going to be on the stand as a witness? So hopefully, if this is true, because I don't know if that's true or not, that's what I'm saying, if it's true, and allegedly, but if it is true, hopefully those attorneys will use that if they can. I don't know if they can use that or not, if they can. Of course, shit, I got kids myself. Okay, they're good kids. But my one daughter, she's a good kid, but she don't be playing, none of them really play any mess, but she certainly doesn't. And I remember when she would get into an altercation or something, and she'd tell me she didn't say anything or do anything. I didn't believe her. I don't believe that. Shit. And I definitely don't believe this, okay? Because I'm grown and I'll be recording stuff if I can. Right, they wanted to see a fight. That's why they didn't go get the coach. And that's why I keep on saying somebody should have went to get the coach. Eddie sent his ass right there by Karmelo, kneeling down or whatever he was doing, stooping down or whatever. When Hunter came over there and started asking questions, listen, Eddie already know how Hunter and Austin are going to react. So therefore, once Hunter started talking to Karmelo and everything started getting cray-cray, he could have easily, even before it started getting cray-cray, he could have easily said to Hunter, yo, dude, that's my bro. That's my bro. He cool. And then if Hunter would have been like, well, we still don't want him up here, then he could have said, come on, Mello. Come on, let's go over here because they don't want you over here, man. They be tripping. And left it at that. That's it. And just say Mello did not want to leave, then all Hunter had to do is call his brother and say, go get the coach. Because I doubt Mello would have got up and wanted to scrap because he said, go get the coach. Or Hunter could have just grabbed his brother when he started coming down and say, yeah, we got this, and just go get the coach. Or he could have hollered out, go get the coach, y'all, go get the coach, coach. Because that, that field is not as big as I thought it was. If you holler loud enough, and the other kids are going to join in, one of those coaches are going to hear you and come over there. Right? Listen, it's all about this entitlement. When I want this nigga to leave, move from Wayford over here, he needs to leave his black Wayford over here. Okay? I remember when it first happened, because we've been covering this case ever since it first happened back last year. Somebody said that the N-word was used. Now, I don't know if they said this or if they used the N-I-G-G-A or what. But if that's true, that tells you right then and there, if it's the N-I-G-G-E-R word, that it was about being entitled as well. And it was also about the fact that who this nigga think he is sitting over here underneath this tent. If we say we don't want your ass over here, you get your ass up out of here and move. Or it could have just simply been like this. Bro, we don't want you over here. We don't like you. Get your ass lifted up over here. They also said, allegedly, that this was last year, some stuff been stolen before. And so they didn't want him over there because they thought maybe he was trying to steal. And that's cray-cray. Did y'all ever hear that before? That's what they were saying last year. So I don't know if that's true or not. But the thing is, it's because you're black and sitting underneath the tent, it doesn't mean you're here trying to steal the dude. See, originally when this happened, they was trying to act like he was just there. He didn't supposed to be there. It was told later on this year that Karmelo's team was there as well. And he came to help out or something like that. See, but last year, they tried to act like that was not the case. He was just there. Okay? So it's a lot of stuff that's been going around that's not been true, to paint that narrative like they always want to paint, that negative narrative. And how the hell did he provoke? Because he said, what did he say? Touch me to see what happens, or I think it's that. That's provoking. The reason why he said that is because clearly they must have threatened him first. Because why would he randomly just say that? He's not crazy. He does not have any mental situations going on. He's not a violent young man or anything. So why would he say, touch me and see what happens if nobody say anything to him? You just sitting up here on your phone, chilling with your friend, Eddie. And then all of a sudden, when Hunter come over there, asking who you are or whatever the case is, you say, don't worry about that because I'm nobody or whatever he said. And then Hunter say, well, what school you go to? You say, why? Or I go to this other school. Then Hunter say, well, you're not supposed to be over here. And then you just sitting there getting mad. And all of a sudden you say, touch me and see what happens. You think I believe that? No, they were bickering back and forth with each other. By the time when Hunter probably asked him, what's his name? And then Mello came back and said, I'm nobody or whatever. They probably was okay then. But when it probably went the other way when he started asking what school to go to, why you over here, you're not supposed to be over here. That's when Mello probably started getting like what? And then they both probably went back and forth. And I wouldn't still say that's provoking because the thing is, who wouldn't get frustrated if somebody tried to tell them to move? Especially when you see other people sitting underneath the tent that don't go to that school. Because then you start thinking, damn, especially if the other person is white, then you start thinking, is he telling me to leave because I'm black? Because Eddie, I think, is mixed, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So we don't know what all went on in either one of their heads, okay, point blank. But I just know this, I bet you they were bickering with each other, and all of them were getting aggressive and reckless with the mouth and with hands. The trash can thing, I was trying to figure out what y'all was talking about. Well, we're going to look at it in a second. What do you mean with that, by that, Jermaine? Because I'm a little slow. You said they should modify it to manslaughter or sudden passion. I agree. People are just using this case as an opportunity to show their racism. They sure are. And any black people, and I'm just gonna say this straight up, it's cool if you think, if you don't agree, okay? But what you shouldn't do is get up on your channels doing the most, because they don't do that. They don't do that like we do it. When, their race of people do stuff. They don't get up there and show out. Y'all be getting up there doing the most. Woo. I know that's right. And it's two of them, huh? It's cool, AW. My butt don't be going nowhere either, because I be so busy and stuff. Right. That's right. Right. The thing about it, it's simple for me. And teach y'all kids this, okay? I don't give a damn if you are in authoritative position or your coach gave you this position to do. If somebody says, leave me alone, and I don't care how they say it. They can say, I don't want to be bothered. Don't worry about my name. They can ignore you or whatever. That, all of those things basically states to you to leave them alone. And then it also should state to you to go get proper help. Okay? Because in today's time, you do not know what people will do, including kids. If I was still a teacher and I'm telling a student to get up and leave, yeah, I may say it a couple of times because I'm the teacher, okay? But I'm not going to keep on telling that student to leave if that student is basically objecting to me. I'm going to basically get security. Because let me tell you something. You can get another job. You can get another tent. You can get another purse, pocket, whatever. But you can't get another you. All right? So it's not worth it. Period. When people act like they don't want you to be messing with them, leave them alone. And teach your kids that. Teach them not to be a bully. Not saying that Austin or Hunter was a bully. They claim this. I don't know if this is true. But the thing is, just don't teach your kids not to do that. It's not. I know society try to act like it's normal, a normal part of growing up. It really, for me, it's not, okay? It's just something that shouldn't be done. That's why so much stuff happens. That's why y'all get desensitized to stuff, because you say it's normal. It's not normal to be a bully or for your kids to get bullied. The kids get bullied, you need to go find out what's up with that, period. Because it's not normal. It depends, because I use self-defense, okay? A couple of times I had to. And every single time it was self-defense. And of course, you know I am black. But I have to say, it was a little different than Karmelo, because except with one other one it wasn't. But it was, a dude, okay? I was wondering about that too. Why? I mean, but Jermaine explained that. Okay, so I guess you can still play football with epilepsy. Okay, you just have to take certain precautions. He also ran track and stuff like that too. So, of course, that's what somebody said they did. I don't know if they did or not, but that's what somebody said. You said white boys or white men are not our brothers. I know you heard me say bro, but that I just said that because that's the way they talk, kids. They need to. And that damn coach was doing the most too. He acted like he wanted to do something to Karmelo. I said allegedly. I didn't say that he did say it. I said that's what they say. I don't know if he said it or not. Allegedly. Okay? But thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, that's what they say. And the dad definitely seems like he is. I don't know if he is, but he seems like he is. It sure was a warning. Okay, you got to take heed to those warnings. If somebody tell me leave them alone, I'm leaving them alone. I'm going to get the coach. Y'all can call me a snitch if y'all want to. I'm snitching because I'm going to get the damn coach. Right. But I did say allegedly. But thank you. You know, that's what you're here for too. Yep. They definitely did that, and that's one thing that they're gonna go for in the appeal. It's definitely. Let me just show y'all. Hold on. Let me type it in because it's gonna repeat what I said. Let's see. I told you. Hold on. They look at the if you get when they're sentencing you, they're supposed to look at your criminal history, if you premeditated it, if you used a weapon. Okay. Let's see what else. If you do extreme violence, of course, something with children. If you do armed, you know what I'm talking about, in carjacking, that results in great bodily harm. But usually, like I said, they look at your background. Okay. They keep on referencing Carmelo Anthony because they know you don't really see, you know, for a first offense like this, and no one with a criminal history and just basically overall good kid, they usually don't get them 35 years. Okay. They don't usually get them 35 years. I think his sentence stem from racism too. I really do. 35 years. I have a list. Um, well, I got to look up their offenses and stuff, but I have some criminals who did serious crimes and been doing crimes, and they did not get 35 years. That is cray, man. Most of these crimes are like serial stuff. You know what I'm saying? Um, Major trafficking conspiracies, second degree murder, aggravated sexual assault. Let's see what this is right here. Hold on, y'all. First, let me look up this. You. So another person got 35 years in feds. Okay. And this person was sentenced in 2019. But you know what he got it for? Production of child. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. His name is Jay Gifford. And then David Bailey was sentenced to 35 years to life in Washington, D.C. for guess what? A double murder committed when he was a kid. He only served 26 years and he was released in 2019, but he did a double murder. That sentence that they gave him was just too long. If anything, like Jermaine said, what did you say, 15 years or something like that? I think that's what you said. We already talked about that. We talked about that at first. Okay. We already talked about the legalities. Okay. Now we're just talking. I actually started off the live talking about the appeal process and what they base it on. And we talked about all of that and what they are trying to do, like with the Braston rule, with the jury stuff, which is the Braston stuff, and some other things. So we already discussed that, and now we're just talking about, just talking about it. You got that right. Right. And that's what we're doing right now because we already talked about the legality, the legal process. Yeah, it's a lot of like allegations out there. I don't pretty much like to talk about too many of the allegations and stuff because we don't know if those are true or not and stuff, but it's a lot of allegations about his dad and things of that nature. But I don't dox over here and look up people's stuff and stuff. So other channels do all of that, but I'm pretty sure y'all seen some of the stuff they have on their channels about that. They sure did. And we talked about that today and we got nothing. I heard that too. They sure do. Dallas County. Yeah, I lived in Texas for 5 years. Okay. As a matter of fact, when I moved here, I moved from Texas, but I stayed in Keller, Texas. So what? That's great. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this video real quick. Okay, let me turn this music off. But yeah, over here, we always go over the legal stuff first, and then we talk about whatever we want to talk about concerning, the trial and all of that. Okay? Now let's go ahead and look at this video. Hold on, y'all. So this is supposed to be a clear video, okay? Did I share it? Let me see. Oh, yeah, it is. You can see their hands and everything right there. Looking like somebody's hands right there. Or feet. I mean, not feet, but legs or something. You can see the boy's hands right there. Oh, yeah, this is a little clear, Jermaine. You're right. Because you can see his hands right up in there. Oh, full screen. Hold on. Let me see how you put it on full screen. Loading. Full screen. I don't think I can do it on this coming from here. I don't see nothing on here. Yeah, I don't think I can get it further than this. Y'all can't see it? What's this? Let me take this thing down right here. Let's see. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I don't see the full screen thing on this. Let's see something because I want to end up clicking it off. Oops, sorry about that, y'all. There's a lot of kids underneath this little tent right here, though. Somebody clapping and shit. Look like this dude right here was clapping, standing up clapping. This kid leaving. He was smart for leaving. That's what one of them should have done. This kid come sit right there. They know what was going on. They facing this way too. It's cold. I wish we could see on the other side of this tent around here. There you go, right there, starting up right there. Let's stop this right here. Hold on. Let's go back a little bit. You can see all that movement. That's more than just pushing. Hold on. I wish I can get this up. Let's see, what is this? Watch up in this area right here. Look at that. That boy is gone. Damn. Okay, we're not going to watch this whole video all the way to there. Hold on, y'all. Let me go back to right here. It definitely looked like more than just one boy, okay, doing this. You can clearly see two right here. Let he go pushing and all that. Okay, so what y'all think? What did y'all see? Damn, it's cold up in this house now. And I couldn't get this wider because there's nothing on here that indicates that for this video coming through TikTok. You come back over here. What do y'all think? I know that's right. Black people need their own damn school system and bank hospital. It don't sit right being amongst racist ass white people and you set up for wholesale. You right? You know, I don't know. It's just this world is just so, and I say world because even in other countries, it be, you know, they do the same thing, you know, against black people, which is, you know, crazy. I don't understand how people can think they better than each other. You know, especially when they all go through the same things. That's crazy. Right. That's what I'm saying. There is no way that it's just a push, like they try to say, a little shove, a little push. And it looks like, I know it's at least two boys pushing and shoving and kneading and hitting. Then I think they pull Karmelo up, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. That's what I'm saying. It looks like two, maybe three people. You know, it wasn't a whole group of people on them though. I don't see a whole group of people on them. At least I don't think so. But I know it's more than one. It's got to be two or three, maybe even four, but definitely more than one. And I don't think it was just a little push either, because I seen a push, a pull toward, and looks like, punches and stuff. And it looks like also that Karmelo tried to basically push back. I don't know for sure if that was him or not. And so, okay, so who grabbed his bag, Karmelo bag? Because Hunter said that Austin grabbed the bag, right? So I'm thinking, if he had his hand inside of his bag, once he started thinking that they was going to do something to him, and he put his hand in the bag. So if somebody grabbed his bag, right? When they grabbed his bag, he must have had his KNIFE still in his hand. And maybe, did y'all ever think about this? Maybe they were trying to, when they noticed that, I don't know, because how did his hand, unless his hand got cut when they grabbed the bag, because he had his hand in the bag, probably holding on to the KNIFE maybe. And so maybe when they took the bag from him, that's how it cut his hands, maybe. You say your opinion is Hunter attacked and Austin got poked. But what I'm trying to figure out is, though, you said that he took the bag, right? Hunter said he took his bag, or either he said Austin took the bag. I can't remember what Hunter said. So if Austin took the bag, and then they claimed that Karmelo had his hand in the bag, so when he took the bag and threw it, right? Or whatever else he did with the bag, wouldn't Karmelo have the KNIFE in his hand if he was holding on to the KNIFE? Or did they take the bag and the KNIFE was in it, and then he got the bag back, and then went inside it and used the weapon? That's why I wish we had a complete video from the other angle so you can see everything. It sure is. And they want it to be like this. Okay, that's why we got this little video like this and stuff. And why you don't see, no other footage. So Hunter said Austin took the bag. So if Austin took the bag, okay, so when we was looking at this video and you saw all that moving around before they actually start, maybe that's when, I already know they was bickering then, but maybe that's when Austin took the bag. And he probably took the bag because he had his hand in the bag, right? And so when he took the bag, either the KNIFE was still in the bag, or either he had it in his hand and they may not have seen it, okay? And when they started hitting him and stuff and doing the most, that's when he used the KNIFE. That's what I'm thinking. Right. Or like you just said, he could have did that, right? Because I forgot he fell when he was running. It's like, because he still had the thing on him then. Okay. This is a trip. Man, this whole case, man, is a trip. But it definitely looks like more than one person. I can't say it's a whole group of people, but it looks like, it's at least two or three. Let me go back and let y'all see that one more time, that part. And if any teachers are around this area right here that we can't see, this is why I said they should have hollered out loud, coach, coach, coach. One of the coaches will come over there. But, you see people, these kids, some of these kids leaving from the bleachers. So I don't understand why, again, No one went to get the coach. So you see this little kid going up the stairs over here by Karmelo, and you can tell that he's stooping down in front of him. They fighting or something right then, and then they doing something. Okay, this is not normal stuff here. They're doing something. Whoever that was over here came over here. I don't see no more movement now. You know, you gotta see a little head movement and all that right now. And then you see like something else is going on through here. Somebody's hand went up right there. Somebody nodding right here, head down, head back up. Something happened right there. Somebody's hand like a hit or something. These people back here talking and doing something, doing a lot of hand movements. But up here, they still doing whatever they doing. This person leaves. He looked like he threw his hand up or something, maybe saying bye. And they probably just up here bickering right now or something. If I'm far, you know. You said a kid. That's Hunter. Okay. So Hunter entered the tent and was to the left of Karmelo. So that was Hunter who got up, huh? The attack came from the guy on the left. Damn ass. Where did the guy toss something in the trash can and go back and get it? I clearly don't see that. Talking about this trash can right here. That's because I'm too busy looking underneath the tent. Well, they definitely, doing some stuff under there, bickering and stuff, probably going back at each other and stuff. They said they asked Karmelo a bunch of times to move out from the teams. So if they had to ask him more than 3 times, why the hell did they continue to ask him versus just go get the coach? I know y'all tired of me saying go get the coach, but I'm for real. See, that boy over there stood up and walked over here. The dude was standing over here, got up and came over here. He's doing the most right here. Maybe that's when he took the book bag. Back on, it's 2 people right. See, you know what? That's when he took the book bag. Hold on. Stop. That's when he took the book bag, I believe. Everything happened so fast. Let's look at that. Go back a little bit. Just a little bit. Somewhere up in this time, I saw the dude over here like he took something. Let's see if that's correct. So they was arguing the whole time. A lot of hand movements and everything going on. So he took that book bag or did something then. You see him moving around. After that, you're going to see the fight start. Physical fight. So he took the book bag right there when he walked back over here. I believe that's when he took the book bag. And he probably already had the KNIFE in his hand. Now they're coming over there and shouting. See how they pushing back? So Karmelo must have got up trying to get his book bag. Clearly he got it, right? I don't know for sure. And that's when he abbed him. Now, where's the person throwing the stuff in the garbage can and going back and get it? I don't understand how the jury looked at this video and then see all that stuff going on, but yet we see this. That was not just a push and that's it. And I wish I could have enlarged this. We already seen where it started at, okay? We already seen all of that. Mm-mm-mm. That's when he was crying and doing the crying right there. But it's clearly more than it's definitely two boys, if not three, who was doing the hitting, pushing, and all that stuff. I don't know how. I'm gonna say this again. I don't know how those jurors did not see all of that underneath that tent. The only thing about it, the question we have to ask ourselves is, and I don't think we can really answer that. That's why I said he should have got up there and talked, to let us know, you can tell a lot when people talk, okay? Let's put it like that. And that's what they should have let him do, testify. You said, according to the old white lady who saw the incident, said he slipped and fell on the knife. It wasn't intentional. Could have been. That's why I said I wish we had a clearer video. And I refuse to believe that no one recorded this. None of those kids. And Eddie said allegedly that he was pretending to record. Who pretends to record? Okay? Because usually when kids start fighting, they record so they can put it on social media. All right? That's what I'm saying. Most people aren't. That's why I would have told on your ass. I would have told on you. You would have called me a snitch. If I would have asked you 2 or 3 times and you didn't leave, you start tripping, I'm going right over there to the coach. I'm not even saying nothing to you. And I'm telling on your ass. And the coach going to kick your ass out. Point blank. Thank you, Jermaine. Thank you. Well, he just told you, honey. I don't even have to answer. Who needed to speak their piece, in all fairness? I still didn't see no guy toss anything in no trash can. I seen the guy push the trash can. Okay. But like I said, everybody don't see the same thing all the time. I don't know. We don't know that. That's one thing we don't know. But, I thought they said that he had the thing in his backpack, okay? But the thing that's why I wanted him to get on the stand, because I wanted him to tell us why did he have that in his bag. Not that it makes any what's the name, I guess, but I just wanted to know. Because, like I told y'all before, I've been around a lot of kids, and some of those kids do carry pocket, in their book bags or in their pockets or purses or wherever. It doesn't mean they're trying to unalive anybody. It's just the fact they're trying to stay safe, because a lot of stuff happens to kids these days. So we just don't know. Because I think it remains a hot topic because of the situation. This kid was raised correctly. He's not a thug. He's not out here selling drugs. He has never been incarcerated. He's what, an A student in school, was going to college for an engineering degree, worked 2 jobs. Like I say, saved a little girl's life. Just a lot of different things. Usually when you have cases like this, the kids have criminal backgrounds. They be doing the most, be troubled at home, at school, everywhere. Karmelo isn't none of these things, okay? in the way it all happened. He was just sitting there. Yes, he was underneath a tent that does not belong to his team. So what? They do this. It's not a policy. It's not a rule that he can't do this. It would be nice if he didn't do it, but he was invited to sit there. So why did they make a big deal out of this? And why didn't Eddie say, that's my bro, we cool, to diffuse the situation? Why? Because if he was scared to say that, then why did he invite him to the tent? Right. He definitely need to speak his mind. That's why I wish they would have let him talk. I really do, because I really want to see what he has to say. And if he was, if they would have went over everything with him, there's no way he would incriminate himself. You just basically, you're not giving out weird stuff, but you just basically, telling us what happened. And let me clarify something else. Okay, when the police asked him, when he told the police he put his hands on me. The reason why he said he and not they is because he's explaining why the person he did that to. He didn't ab all of them. He only abbed the one person. So he's explaining he put his hands on me. That's why I abbed him. Okay, that's what that means. Just in case y'all don't know. And this ain't about black and white, because white people say the same thing, he, at times, especially kids. Because if the other kids weren't really doing nothing but hitting him at the time, or pushing him, or whatever the case they were doing, he wasn't talking about them, because he did not put the what in them. He's talking about Austin. That's the person he did that too. And he did say that he did it. That's why I don't go into all this other stuff, because he said he did that. He said that he did it because it was self-defense, because Austin put his hands on him, period. The police didn't ask him who else did touch you, Karmelo. Nobody asked him that. I would have asked him that. Right, it's a tragic regardless, right? Of course they are, but clearly to certain people, it's not. That's why they are out here doing the most over this case right here, and acting like Austin is the only kid ever that's been, unalive by another kid. He said he was for sure going to incriminate himself. Okay, plead the fifth. If his defense attorney would have taught him correctly and did some mock trial stuff, he wouldn't have. Okay, just follow directions. The prosecutor be like, so what happened underneath that tent on on April the 5th, 2025? So did you tell them, touch me and see what happens? And then Karmelo would have been like, yes. So why did you say that? It sounds like provoking to me. And then somebody would object it. And then the judge would say overruled. Or he would agree to it. And then he would have been like, so why did you say that? Get up and leave. Did somebody stop you from leaving? So why didn't you leave? That's what the prosecutor would have said, something like that. And then Karmelo would have been like, because I was invited. That's why I didn't get up to leave. Eddie invited me over here, and he said it wasn't no problem. Because Eddie did invite him over there. Okay? That's why when Eddie was up there testifying, the defense should have been like, so you invited Karmelo over here, right? Eddie would have been like, yeah. Okay, so did you know, first and foremost, do you know Austin and Hunter? Yes. So have they ever complained about anyone sitting underneath the tent before? I don't know. I don't know for sure. They could have, maybe so, maybe not. Okay, so you don't know. So if you don't know how they are going to react, why did you invite him over to the tent? I thought it would be okay. Okay, so once you start seeing them get hyped up, then why didn't you go get the coach? Or why didn't you tell Hunter, Karmelo, you know him and you invited him over there? Shh. They should have did some stuff like that, false examination and all that. That's what they should have did. You said, I don't know, little dude's scary. I think he would have got defrauded. Understand? That's why they didn't let him up there. Okay? Because his defense attorney already probably knows, just like the trial lawyer said, it's probably one or two reasons why he didn't get up on the stage. I mean, on the stand. And that's one of them. Okay, he probably would have been scared of shit and then mess up. But if your life is in jeopardy and you've been went over stuff many times, 2 times a week, maybe 3 times a week, hell, 4 times a week if you have to, for a whole year, and you grill him like a prosecutor would do, he might be still scared, but you know, your life depends on this. Your ass can get life in prison. And that's how I would have been. So you can't be up here getting scared. You got to tell it just like it is. So you got to say something. You can't be sitting there, let them think you just a cold-blooded murderer, that you provoked everything. If you know this is not true, you have to speak, regardless if you're scared or not. Right. Just kids. And it should have been some grown-ups over there. It should have been a coach, somebody over there. Those coaches are also teachers. They should have somebody over there. Because in today's time, you can't leave kids unattended. They be doing the most. You definitely would. I would have to say something. I don't like being on no stand, but I would definitely have to get up there. And that's why I say the defense attorney could have did like a mock trial, okay? And then just go over, you know, everything with him, okay? So he can be comfortable, so he won't be as scared. Just act like the prosecutor. He's an attorney. He knows how the prosecutor is going to do. And shit, just watching, you know, prosecutors and at their jobs, hell, you can pretty much play that role and grill them. Hell, you can go right online and get and look at somebody at a real court case, a prosecutor, and use the same techniques and, you know, do the same thing. Right, we don't know what he said, okay? I'm just basically, like Jermaine just said. They definitely need their own business. So, black people, y'all need to get on y'all game, okay? On everything, especially as these new, these young kids who are growing up, you know, think about, you know, starting your own business, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what I want y'all to do to black people is this right here. You cannot play into certain things, okay? Like I said before, and I'm probably going to make some of y'all mad, okay? When this first happened, like I said, I've been covering this ever since April the 3rd or 2nd or whatever. If someone comes to you and tell you to leave, and they keep on saying it like maybe 2 or 3 times, hell, just leave that situation and go to the proper person to see if it's okay for you to stay there if someone is there. If no one is there, then sometimes You just got to let go of your ego and just go ahead and leave. And the reason why I say this is because it's not even worth it in the long run. Look at what Karmelo is going through right now. It's not even worth it. This other little dude that lost his life, it wasn't even worth none of this stuff. A tent. Egos don't mean a damn thing when one person is unalive and the other one is incarcerated. Okay, it does not mean a thing. So definitely have to start thinking, teach your kids to be thinking. And sometimes you just got to walk away from stuff because it's not even worth it, period. It's like, the day I was at not today, last week I was at the ATM machine. And I am at the ATM machine in my car, putting some money in the machine. So the machine was taking all day on day, right? It was taking all day. It was taking a long, long time. I'm thinking to myself, the bank is closed. I'm going to have to call the 1-800 number, and they're going to be giving me some BS. And they're going to try to keep my money for 30 days to figure out what happened. So all of a sudden, this dude started blowing who was right behind me. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I was already teed up, so I just went completely off on him. But you know what? The dude diffused the situation because he did not respond back to me. And so when he did not respond back to me, I said a couple more things, but after that, it was over. And so what I'm trying to say is that even if one person go off like I did, you don't have to reply back. And that's going to automatically diffuse the situation unless you're messing with somebody that's crazy as ever. Now, granted, the man was completely wrong, okay? But he did the right thing when he did not reply back, period. And then the whole thing was dropped. So in that school situation, I still believe it's self-defense, okay? Because I still say Austin and them shouldn't have been doing anything. But at the same time, when he came over there asking the kid, what's your name and all this shit, so he keeps on badgering or whatever. He keeps on messing with Karmelo, right? Asking him that. So Karmelo could have just got up and went over there and got the coach and asked the coach, can I be underneath the tent? Period. Okay? When Karmelo would not talk to answer his questions like he thought he should answer them, Hunter or Austin, in all honesty, since Hunter was different, he should have went over and got the coach and been done with it. Okay? Let the coach handle this right here. And if they would have did it like this, none of this stuff would happen. All of these kids would be in college and we wouldn't even be having this conversation. You got to teach your kids how to do stuff the correct way. And I know egos play into everything and you don't want this person telling you what to do and we can sit wherever we want to. True. But some things are just not worth it. Period. Okay? It's not worth it. You said, I think all teens' testimony should be thrown out if it appeals. They contradict it and there's no audio and video, so impossible to prove who said what. And that's another thing too. Like even with that video we just watched, I don't know how you can 190%, 80% tell too much of anything. We do see the shoving, the pushing, what looks like some punching. I believe the other area is where I saw him take the bag. I believe that. I don't know 100% for sure because it's not clear like that. Okay, but we do know something transpired. Okay, other than just a gentle hand placed on the shoulder. Okay, I don't believe that. So we do know that. But I don't even understand how the jury even act like they really saw everything, period. And everybody actually saw the same thing. Y'all sitting up here telling me about somebody getting something out of a garbage can and taking it, put it in the garbage can, and then go back and get it. I don't even see that. That's what I'm trying to say. So the thing is, I don't even know how they came about saying that he's guilty of murder. If anything, I would have been like negligent homicide, even though I think the judge would let them use that, but at least manslaughter. And I really do hope that they use that too, because I'm trying to figure out why would he throw that out. This dude, Karmelo, never been arrested, never did anything. Okay, he's not a repeat offender. He did not unalive 2 or 3 people. Just nothing. Just a kid you know, I think they all could have made better decisions that day. I'm gonna put it like that. That's it. You said true, being asked to leave, especially if you're a rival sports, isn't some crazy personal attack. The thing is this right here. They ask you to leave, you don't want to leave. Most kids probably say no, make me or whatever. That's when you need to go get the coach. Period. Just go get the coach. Why is it so hard for people to realize that you need to go get the coach, the teacher? That's what they're there for. And that coach looks and seems like he does not play. So I'm pretty sure if Hunter would have went to get him, either he would have told Karmelo you have to leave, or he would have said you can stay. Point blank. And I don't think Karmelo would have went in his bag, because the only reason why he went in his bag is because he was scared. You can clearly tell he did not intend on doing any of this. That's why he was crying like that. What dude do you see crying like this? Let's keep it real. And a hardcore criminal type young teenager is not about to cry. Shit, as a matter of fact, they probably would have been trying to do a lot of people out there. Let's keep it real. Shit, they would have really been running. Let's keep it real. No, that's not it. Karmelo ran. And you would run too, because if you don't run, they're going to jump you. Eddie has said that he ran after Karmelo allegedly. That's what somebody said. One of the people they were questioning. And then they said that Eddie said that allegedly that he was going to unalive Karmelo because he unalived or abbed his brother. Okay? And they had to make him go back. I think they had to restrain him and make him go back or something like that. So that's why Karmelo ran, because they were going to all come after him, which is normal because that's what, people would do. Okay? Right. That's what I said. Since he had a problem with it when he first got there, and he felt like Melo was reckless and all this other shit in his tone, then just go get the coach. And the same thing applies to Karmelo. You want to be underneath the 10, you think that you feel like Austin shouldn't tell you or ask you or whatever he was doing. And I'm thinking he was telling you. First he asked you, then he started telling you. Go talk to the coach. Point blank. Excuse me, y'all. Right. Just bounce up out of there. Right, that's what I'm saying. It's weird. Like I said, if anything, I would say manslaughter or negligent homicide. And I'm leaning toward more negligent homicide than anything. Okay? I don't know where they were. The coach said he was out getting a microwave or some shit. He even made a joke in between that time. You know how women are and stuff, so he went to get a microwave. It should have been some adult supervision out there. I'm sorry. Okay? As kids, we get getting out of control. You probably need to go to sleep, because I'm trying to figure out, why are you even up over here asking these silly questions? Yeah, we still are on this. So what? Yeah, black people worry about getting jumped. Okay, you get the fuck out of here. As a matter of fact, I can show you better than I can tell you. Hold on. As a matter of fact, I can show you better than I can tell you, okay? There you go. Okay. That's right. They definitely did. That's why they came over there like that. That's why the crew came over there like that, and that's why Hunter should have left immediately and went to get the coach, okay? And the coach would have been over there. They could even scream, "Coach, coach, coach." They would have heard him. If the coach would have heard him right there, the other people right on the thing, they probably would have heard him. Then they probably would have called for the coach, especially when you're like, "Coach, it's about to be a fight or something like that." But kids today don't do all that. Okay, they be, oh, you did too. Oh my gosh. They come over here to ask the most stupidest questions. The real question should be, why is it that your stupid ass is coming over here at possibly 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, worried about what we were talking about over here? Is it bothering you that much? Take your stupid A and go to sleep. And that's on everything. You know what I'm saying? Go to sleep yourself. I know you're still in the bushes, so I tell you what, go your ass to sleep. Okay? I'm trying to figure out what type of loser gets up out of bed or get up early in the morning to see who's on YouTube, who's going against what you probably feel, and come over here talking bull crap. What type of loser does this? Because when I get up in the morning, I'm not running to YouTube. And even if I did run to YouTube, I don't give a crap what people are talking about on their channels. If I don't support what they're talking about, I don't have to listen. Period. It's easy. You know what to do. Okay, it's cause he claimed perfect self-defense, which forfeits claims of intentional action. Imperfect. Self-defense is a different story by definition in the eyes of the law. Okay. Okay. But when you claim self-defense, I was listening to the trial lawyer today. He was saying something about when you claim self-defense. First and foremost, he said when you claim self-defense, you should testify. That's what he said. Okay, and I've been saying that ever since Mello went to trial. Testify. I thought he was going to testify because when you claim self-defense, you have to be able to tell people what happened. Nobody else knows but you and the person you did it to. When I called the police that night, when that person broke into my house, and I used self-defense, I did not exercise my amendment. I went on and told them what happened because I knew it was self-defense. Okay? I told them exactly what happened. I didn't even get arrested or anything. It's like when that dude ran up to my car in an aggressive manner. Now, he was aggressive, Hunter. He really was. And acting cray-cray, acting like something was wrong with him, and I had to do what I had to do. I called the police that day, too, that night, and I still didn't get arrested because it was self-defense, okay? And I spoke up. I didn't stay quiet, but sometimes you have to say certain things. But just say, even if I would have been like in a situation like Karmelo is in, right, with the person who broke into my house, I would have went on that stand and talked. But, and I was younger then, okay? Because this was like back in, when I lived in the ATL. That was in 90-something. So the thing is, I still feel like he should have, got on that stand, because if you're claiming self-defense, you need to let people hear your voice, hear, your account of everything without incriminating yourself, and see, your remorse and see that you don't normally go out here adding people and things of that nature. If you're not going to get up here and talk, right? The public, the people, the jury, all of them, they're not going to know. They're going to just look at what the media is saying about you, okay? And they're going to look at your actions, and they're going to think the worst. So when you get up there on that stand and you talk and you let people know, I wasn't trying to unalive him, they were putting their hands on me, pushing me, punching me, took my bag, threw it and stuff. They were kneeing me or whatever. And so, I took out my weapon because it's two, 3 kids trying to jump me. If he would have got up there and talked so we can hear him tell what happened, I don't feel like he would have got 35 years. I just don't. I'm just like that trial lawyer. I don't think so. Okay. You said never take the stand. You'll appeal a shot after that. Well, so I heard somebody else say that. I think that was Jermaine who said that. Jermaine, you said that, didn't you? You said imperfect. SD allows leeway for unintentional acts, etc. Perfect. SD sets actions in stone by definition and by lawyer. Right. And let's see what that means, self-defense. When can you use it? Well, I already know when you can, but I'm just going to read the what's name. And it also goes by the state you live in too, okay? So you have to have a reasonable belief that you or another person are in imminent danger of DATH or great bodily injury. You can only use the amount of force necessary to stop the threat, and your defense must immediately cease once the danger is neutralized. It's like when that dude, when I was trying to help that girl at night, I was about to be, you know what now? And the dude ran up to my car in a very aggressive manner, like a damn lunatic, cussing and saying what he's gonna do, you know, just acting crazy, doing the most, man. I didn't know if he had a GUN or not and stuff. Okay, so when I stopped him, just say if I would have turned back around and did it again, then that wouldn't have been self-defense. Okay, so that's what you have to know. You have to know the rules of self-defense. It's like when a dude broke in my house. Okay, so once I did what I had to do to stop him, right? And I only did it because he grabbed my daughter's arm and twisted her arm around. And he was in my house, period, because you don't know what he may do. So say once he ran, right, and I run behind him and start doing it again, that's no longer self-defense, because why are you running behind this dude like a weirdo? Okay, so you got to know certain things like that. Just like if you're in the state of California, if you're not in your house, right, and someone breaks in, just say, for example, if I was out here in Cali and I walk and I'm coming up to my house and I see that my door is open. If I go back in that house and say the person's in there and I take out my GUN and you know what, pew him, that's not self-defense, because you're not supposed to go back in the house. If you're already outside, you just call the police and have them come out there, period. Okay, so when you use self-defense, because I have used it, you just got to know what you're doing, because it's easy for it to go from self-defense to something else. That's what I'm trying to say. I had the police tell me because about a certain person doing the most and making threats, and he was just telling me certain things, make sure you don't do that. And I was like, cool, I surely won't. I mean, why would I be doing all that? Anyway, that's stupid, because then you're not in self-defense anymore. It's kind of weird the way that self-defense laws go, especially, you know, depending on what state you're in. But as far as with Karmelo Anthony's case, if these boys actually came upon him, you know, and was trying to, you know, they was hitting him, fighting him, like I think I see in the video, they punching him and stuff and jumping him, because it was more than one person doing all the stuff that they were doing. You can clearly see that. That could be looked at as imminent threat. Okay, he was probably scared for his life. Back then in 90 something, no, I did not have a security system. That was back in 90 something. I made the mistake of moving to Decatur, Georgia, because at that time I used to live in Marietta, Georgia. At that time, Marietta was real nice. And then, you know, I ended up moving to Decatur because everybody was accusing me of not wanting to be around, you know, black people. So I was like, okay, I'll move to Decatur and see how it goes. Got out there, man, this little assistant manager spreading rumors and stuff. It was a hot ass mess, y'all. So that was one situation. But then when the person broke in my house, I don't know who the hell he thought I was. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, honey. Okay, coming from Cleveland, I didn't play all that shit and stuff. And I couldn't get to my GUN because my cray self walked out my bedroom without anything. Okay, and then my daughter followed me, but she came out the room a couple of minutes later. And I think him and I got into a physical altercation at first. And then I think my daughter jumped in it. And that's how she got her arm twisted. When he grabbed her, I ran to that kitchen. I didn't even go in my back in my bedroom. I went into the kitchen. The closest thing to me was the kitchen. And that's how he got himself effed up. Okay? And then he took off and started running like the bitch he is, right? And hid in the drain. And I had called one of my friends up, and just like y'all typically, let me stop, like some people do, he was telling me to throw away the weapon. I'm like, at first I was about to listen to him. Then I came to my senses and was like, why would I be throwing a weapon away? That's stupid. He broke in my house. And so I told him to go home, and I called the police and stuff. So the police came out and stuff. And I gave him the weapon, obviously. And at that, you know what? All that time I did not notice that I was cut. I was actually stabbed in my thigh. Okay. And I was bleeding. I didn't even notice it because I didn't feel it and stuff. And they found the dude. They went out there and looked for the dude. I'm glad I called the police because he would have, passed on. So they looked for the dude and found him hiding out in the drain. This idiot had internal bleeding in his chest. Okay. And so I'm glad I called the police. I'm glad I did not listen to that dude that was telling me, don't call the police, don't do this, scared as hell and stuff. You know how they do black people. You know how they do that. I didn't listen to shit he said. At first I was about to, then I changed my mind. And I went on to do what my intuition told me to do and stuff. And so they took that dude to the hospital, but he did get arrested and stuff and everything. And I had to go to the hospital too. I had to get a drainage tube in my thigh and stuff. So that's how stuff can happen. And when you're scared or in the heat of the moment, you don't be looking at where you're going to stab somebody else. You just want to get them off of you. Okay, that's why I told some people to be quiet, because if you never was in a self-defense type situation, how the hell you know? How do you know? You don't even know what you would do. Most people who would have woke up and heard somebody in their house, the first thing most women would have done is scream. Okay? And he probably would have unalived their asses. My ass stayed quiet. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I was quiet. My daughter happened to come right behind me. I wish she wouldn't have. Yeah. But he effed up for real when he touched her. I'm going to be perfectly honest. He really did. And this dude had to be every bit of, 6'1", and I'm only 5'4". And he definitely was trying to take the KNIFE from me, but he couldn't. And that's how I got cut. And didn't even know it stabbed. And I didn't even know it and stuff. So, and you don't feel it all the time, because I certainly did not feel it. And I definitely didn't know I was that anyway. I just kept on doing what I was doing. Shit, I didn't feel anything and stuff. So, what's sudden passion? Let's see. Okay. Okay. He didn't, no, he didn't cut me. I cut myself. I mean, when he was trying to take the knife from me, the way I guess I was holding it or whatever the case is, when he was trying to take it away from me, and he was like wrestling with me, and I was holding it, that's how I got stabbed. Okay, he didn't do it. Okay, it's just that when I was holding it, and he's trying to take it away from me, and I'm going like down, I guess, and then that's how I got, in my leg, in my thigh. But I didn't feel a thing. I can't even tell you guys what it felt like, because I didn't feel anything. You said 6'1", 5'4", lady. Yeah, you passed that. Yeah, he's sick. He was 6'1". Even if he was 5'1", he's a man. But 6'1", yeah, and I'm only 5'4". Yeah, he got himself messed up though. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'll be playing around. I told these people leave me alone. For real. I'll be playing around, y'all. I don't mess with nobody, but don't mess with me. Okay, point blank. He messed up when he touched my daughter too. He really, truly did. I think I even told him, I told you don't touch my daughter. I think I even said something like that. But yeah, he was physically fighting me at first and stuff. So even when my daughter came in there, they gave me the opportunity to go get my other weapon. That's what he did. Oh, really? I was more than just what? I was in Georgia too, in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, then and stuff. Not in Atlanta per se, but I'm just saying in Georgia and stuff. But self-defense is different in different states, okay? Different rules apply. But if you never really used it, you really don't know. If you never defended yourself against somebody, you really just don't know. You're just basically guessing. And that's why I say when people say, ooh, why he abbed him in the chest. This boy wasn't looking at what he was doing today. He was scared. He just did it. And then he started running because he didn't want them to get him. Let's keep it real. Okay, he wasn't looking at, you're not doing this. Oh no, you're touching me. Let me just go ahead and poke you here to stop you. Hell no. You're like, fuck off of me. I'm gonna up you up and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. So I guess that dude won't never break in nobody's house again. That was in 90 something. So he probably got himself together. And so just like that dude who ran up on my car back in 2022, I believe. I bet you he won't do that again. He thought I was like all these other females, just gonna sit there. Don't do this. Don't run up to my car. I was like, oh yeah, he done effed up now. That's what I said. I said he has effed up now, running up to my car like a lunatic, talking about what he's gonna do. And then I'm thinking that maybe he got a GUN, so you got to be like, what? I didn't even have enough time to get my stuff. And that's what I'm telling y'all. You can carry all the GUNs you want to. Sometimes when people do stuff, you get caught off guard. You don't have time to get anything. You have to use whatever you got. And then sometimes you do be able to get stuff. So it just all depends. But if you have never been in a self-defense type situation, you don't really know. He definitely effed around and found out. He thought I was playing with him. I wasn't playing. That's right. It sure is. But no, in fairness, when he was trying to take the thing from me, that's how I got, in my thigh. And it only hurt when I went to the doctors. Well, actually, when I realized that I was that's when it actually started hurting. I don't know why stuff started hurting after you realize that, you've been injured. Because I didn't feel nothing at first. And then they had to put a little tube down my thigh and stuff. And I went back home after I left from the hospital. And stuff. I didn't even have nobody pick me up or anything. My butt is strong. I went on home and went to work and everything with that thing in my thigh. And nobody even knew and stuff. But yeah, I bet you, knowing him though, he probably did it again and got himself really messed up. But he better be glad that I called the police. He better be glad of that. I'm going to just be perfectly honest, because if I would have called the police, he would have passed on. He sure would have. And nothing would have been done. That's why y'all got to be very careful when y'all be trying to break in people's houses and shit. And thinking because somebody is a woman and stuff that they can't protect themselves. You better be very careful. Very careful, because some women carry weapons and they know how to use them. Okay? So like I just said, if you have never been in a self-defense situation, you can't say how this kid felt. The kids, anyway, they shouldn't even been doing all this stuff in the first place. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, I think we covered everything. Anything you want to add to this, Jermaine? And then what's the most funniest thing, you guys, if you would look at me, you would be like, yeah, she don't be doing anything. She ain't gonna do nothing. It's like that time when them damn dogs try to get us. That's why I was, you know what, before we leave, that's why I said this attorney I was listening to the other day, I said he does not know what the hell he's talking about, because people can be scared and talk mess. Because I'm not gonna lie, back in 2019, we was at the park just minding our business. Here come these damn two dogs. First, it was this one dog. He started barking at me and my kids, me and my daughter, my son hid. He jumped the fence and hid, okay? And this damn dog just came out, just came right at us, okay? Then his damn friend his brother or whatever came with him. And my daughter was in front of me and I was in back. I told her to stand still, don't move. And I stood still. I told that dog, you better get your you know what butt back. And I started talking mean and louder. And of course I had to use some profanity. And that dog, even though he did not back off, he did not come no closer. I kept that dog off of us. And I was scared as hell. But I played it off and I was talking more shit to that dog and to the owners. And didn't have not one weapon in my hand. I left my purse in the car and didn't have anything in my hand. And then all of a sudden, here come my son. He comes out of his hiding space and runs. The dog leave from me, takes off and run after him. Y'all, I ran after that dog and I was scared to say, I was like, I know this dog gonna tear me up, but I cannot let this dog sense that I'm scared. So I ran behind that dog to stop him from getting my son hid again. And the dog turned around. When my son got to the gate, my son jumped this gate. And mind you, my son was only 5 or 6 around that time, or 7. So when my son got to the gate, I was by the dog. The dog turned around and came back at me and started barking at me. And then by that time, my son had kid, and I told him don't come back out and stuff. And the dog just kept on, barking, but he would never come close to me. So that's what I'm telling you. People can be scared and talk bull crap to someone else, okay? Because you're scared, it doesn't mean you're not going to say anything. Some people don't say anything, but some people will talk, will threaten you back and everything because they don't want you to know they're scared, okay? It doesn't mean that they're not, though, point blank. So that lawyer does not know what he's talking about. I've been in many situations where I was scared, but the person didn't know it, okay? I told them people they better get their dog before he be unalive. But the thing is, I didn't have my GUN. I was just talking shit. If I would have been playing bad, that damn dog, both of them would have tore us up. I'm going to be perfectly honest. We wouldn't even be here today because they look like they did not play. Oh, yeah, I know. We tried that and stuff and did so many things. That dog stuff is, I don't, usually when I'm out now, I have my, what with me just in case a dog come or a coyote or anything else. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Most women get into situation with dudes and stuff. Let's keep it real. Okay. A lot of times it don't be nothing but stuff like that. And, like I said, I be trying to help people. The police told me don't be helping nobody. Especially not at night, because they could have been trying to set me up, even though they weren't. What had happened is that the dude was physically fighting his girlfriend, okay? And he threw her out of the car, okay? So when I saw her, she was walking down the street crying, and he was riding on the side of her, telling her to get in the car. And I'm like, damn, she kept on saying, no, leave me alone. So I'm like, damn, is he trying to kidnap her? So all I'm doing is trying to basically see if she was okay. Okay, so I turned around and drove next to her, slowed down to 25 miles per hour, and I let my window down, and I was asking her, was she okay? Next thing I see is this lunatic come running toward my car, going crazy. He got out of his car. I didn't even see it. That's what I'm talking about. When your focus is on something else, you don't see what other people are doing. He got out of his car because he was in his car. Remember I said that? He got out of his car. I didn't even see him get out of his car. And the next thing I know, he comes running up to my damn car like a lunatic, saying all kinds of crazy stuff. That was a hot ass mess. I'm not going to ever forget that. So all I'm trying to tell y'all is that, no, I'm done with the video. Okay, you guys, we're getting ready to get out of here. All I'm trying to tell you guys is that you can't say what somebody else is thinking if someone else is scared because they are saying, stuff back. He didn't want to look like a poo butt in front of those kids, okay? He didn't want to look weak. So, of course, he's going to talk back regardless if he's scared or not, all right? And if 2 big boys come up to you, you're probably going to be a little scared too. You may not show it, but you probably will be, okay? So, y'all stop acting like, he can't say something reckless just because he's scared, or he's looking at where he's going to use the KNIFE at. Nobody's worried about that when they're defending themselves. And he ran because he was trying to get away. He didn't run because he was trying to get away. He not from the school. He was running because he was trying to get away from them, because he knew they started running behind him. And if they would have caught him, you know what they were going to do. Shit. So let's keep it real. Y'all would have ran too. Sure could have been a Dateline episode for sure. And stuff. He stopped. It was somebody else trying to help that girl too, but he clearly scared them. Some dude tried to help the girl, but I don't know what he did. Maybe he took out a GUN at them. I don't know. But anyway, the police was looking for him. And the dude, I parked at the gas station. Yeah, behind it. No, I parked. Yeah, behind the gas station or somewhere like that. By the pharmacy. And I was waiting on the police. I saw the dude when he came back. He came back he didn't even see me. That's how stupid people are. He came back. I think the girl was probably in the car, I'm not sure, but he went in the store. But by the time the police had came, he had left. And see, some women, man, are stupid too. If the dude just got to be in, but why would you be in the car with him? Why? She was only 19 years. She's 19 years old. Why would you be back in the car with this dude if he just beat your butt? And I could have told the police, but I didn't. I went on let him slide and stuff. So anyway, you guys, we did have a good time tonight talking about this case and everything. And like I said, it's really no winners on either side. Let's keep it real, because the Metcalfs lost a son in this whole situation, and then the Anthonys have also lost a son who is incarcerated. Okay, I mean, he's physically here, but he's incarcerated. He can't be there at home or in college or nothing like that. And it's just a very unfortunate situation. And just because some of us over here support Karmelo Anthony, it doesn't mean we have a disregard for Austin Metcalf. Okay? Point blank. I mean, it's a shame that he got unalive. Point blank. And I wish all of them would have done what I said. Go get the coach. And y'all can call it snitching if you want to, but sometimes you have to tell. Point blank. And hopefully y'all will learn, and everybody will learn from this anyway, so you can, avoid this type of stuff happening to your kids or to yourself, period. All right? And with that being said, I want to thank Joe Butter, Lifeboy, Jermaine, Lava. What is her name? Lava something. Okay, let's see. James. He definitely found out. Thanks to the losers who came over here too, just adding to, my watch hours. Touching you. Nirvana. Isn't she lovely? A-Dub. I was glad to see you, A-Dub. Goodness. Thank you for coming by. Okay. Day, thank you. Jacqueline, thank you so much too. Bronze probably sleep or working. I'm about to go to sleep. Gail. Thank you. All these messages, y'all. Damn. CJ the Cat, what's up? Thank you for being here. That man. Again, thanks Ada for this, and Angelo as well. This person right here, thank you. Everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay, thank you guys so much for being here. Hey, y'all, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, share, leave a comment, and hype this video up. Okay? And this award right here, this little thing right here goes out to all those idiots who got up early in the morning just to come over here and act a damn fool. You have to realize Shay's to get off of work late, so I'm a night owl. Okay, but I'm still going to bed while your stupid ass is up, going to work now. Okay? Oh, man. I don't know what to say. Anyway, y'all, if y'all want to show additional support for this channel, you can feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, or a Cash App donation at $Shades2, where you can get yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. Because I don't just do these over here, these type of videos. I also do shopping haul videos, which is on Shades2 shopping haul channel. They're also over here because this is the channel it originated from. Then I do the daily news reaction, where I basically talk about one news topic and then react to it. And that's here and on Pressure Point News with Shay. Okay. And then I also do Country Rain reactions. Man, that's every single day, 2 times a day, early in the afternoon, late at night. Check those out sometimes because y'all will be laughing for real. I'll be cutting up over there for real. I'll be acting crazy. Not all the time, but sometimes I do. It'd be so funny and stuff. But I think YouTube is changing some rules around, so certain things I won't be doing anymore. Period. Anyway, y'all, be blessed. Have a good night. A happy and blessed Wednesday. And I'll see y'all in my next video. And if they do any updates regarding Karmelo Anthony, or anything that I think I need to talk about regarding him, because we support him over here. We've been supporting him since last year. I'm going to do a live on it. You got to keep on talking about this dude. You got to. Okay? We don't let him go away, after 2 months or 3 months, and then they just do whatever they want to this dude. Okay? He's a good kid. He just, should have reacted a different type of way. He should have went to get the coach. Point blank. Period. Just like Austin and Hunter and Eddie. Who live on welfare? Don't block them, Jermaine. Who lives on welfare and food stamps? You should come up on my panel and talk and let us know who lives off of welfare and food stamps. Because most of these people in this chat probably have jobs. You said send his ordering ass to prison for life? That's what you say. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's true. Huh? No, they know 90% of black people on welfare, baby. I see many of white people on welfare, okay, and getting food stamps. And I live in an all-white area, period. Okay, so what are you talking about? You got to go to work in 3 hours? Nah, I go to work the time I want to because I'm self-employed. I don't go to work till 3:30 in the afternoon anyway, though. 90% of black people are on food stamps and welfare. It seems like you must be not working, because I'm trying to figure out why are you up on this channel talking to me and putting stupid ass comments in this comment section. That's what I'm really trying to figure out. So I think you may be referring to yourself on welfare and food stamps, okay? Because Shades2 work hard every damn day, okay, at my job. All right, I wish I could get food stamps. Then I wouldn't have to use my money for food. But no, all black people do not get food stamps and welfare. And for the ones who do get it, it doesn't mean they're bad people. Okay, idiot, it doesn't mean that. And so a lot of white people get food stamps and welfare too. They be right in those stores with their EBT cards, okay, using them and asking shades to for money when they be out there walking around on the street. I have helped many white people, many. Well, go head out to work and get the hell off this live. Matter of fact, I'm going to help you out with that, okay? I'm going to help you out like this other guy used to help all his people. I'm going to help you out right now. Take your stupid ass and go to work, period. Oh, my God. And get him what? You say y'all, the real running wolf, 1980. You say y'all gonna keep on. Wait, hold on. Y'all gonna keep right on and get Karmelo. Karmelo 99s. I can't say what I want to say, okay, on my live. But if I wasn't on my live, I would tell you something, okay? But I can't do it. Well, he said 90% of black people, or she said, these cowards, listen, for cowards who like to talk shit, but hide behind fake profile names and pictures, don't come up here with that shit. Okay, don't. But anyway, you say you're African American, and I definitely don't receive government assistance. Hell, I wish I could get welfare, some food stamps, because I'm tired of buying food, damn, every 2 days. I'm tired of buying food every 2 days, okay? The thing is, it's just as many white people getting welfare as it is black people. And just because people get government assistance and welfare, it doesn't mean they are all criminals and bad, okay? Anybody can get in a position where they need to get some type of assistance. So you need to shut your stupid, not you right here, but that person who was up there talking, you need, who I just banned, this quick 277, you need to shut your stupid ass up. I know you're in the bushes. Shut your stupid ass up and take your stupid ass to work, because you're going to be tired, because your stupid ass is up super early over here tripping out. This is funny to me. You know it is. That damn food is so much. I wish y'all got some food. Y'all got an EBT card now. Because I damn sure they're going to be scared to use it, okay? Because damn, I'm tired of spending all this money on food. Jermaine, you be hearing me in the damn store. Shit, every 2 days, you got to go get food. You got to go get paper towels. You got to go get tissue. Oh, you got to get a lot of stuff, okay? And hell, you can come and pay my mortgage too. I wish I could get some type of welfare to pay that too. The car outside, and the gas, and everything else, and my utility bills. Because damn, I'm trying to figure out, damn, where all this money gonna come from. This is like saying, y'all be saying some stupid shit. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all know I can look up those numbers, right? Where you on government assistance. Oh man, y'all are so funny. So this person right here. So what do you mean by this right here? Y'all gonna keep right on and get Karmelo 99s. 99s what? Oh my God. Listen, like I just said, people got to get government assistance. They just have to get it. Okay. You got bad people who work jobs every day, own companies, people who are wealthy for real. They ain't doing that hood rich. They rich for real, right? And you got some of them that be doing the most. So it is what it is. If you need to get on public assistance, that's your business. Okay, point blank. All right, Jermaine. My boss said hit the outro is done. But before we go, Jermaine, let me ask you a couple of these little things right here. I wonder how they are going to feel when Karmelo gets released. I'm speaking it. That baby will be free. I know that's right. 99, he's not going to get no 99 years in no damn jail, prison. He got 35 right now. Do 17, he'll be out. Y'all, while y'all saying all that shit, y'all don't be getting no prison sentences. Oh, I'm not gonna get anything. My son is in law enforcement. I got law enforcement people in my family, okay? Point blank. Shades too ain't gonna get shit. No. We don't do no favors here, okay? Well, we don't know if he's gonna get a retrial. We already talked about all of that though. We don't know if he's gonna get a retrial. It may, we pretty much doubt that he will get a retrial. I don't know for sure though, because I'm not a lawyer. But if anything, he may get a remand, or well, the remand is a retrial, but he may get a modification. Okay, but we already talked about all that. You don't know that. Are you in the appellate court? Because if you are, why are you on this live? Y'all are too funny, man. Oh man, y'all are too funny for real, for real. Y'all just makes me laugh. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Okay, because okay, but anyway, like I just said, you said 35 is tough, but he did murder. Well, he the only one that murdered someone in front of people, okay? And they don't be having 35 years. And his murder was self-defense, okay? Some of y'all probably done unalive some people or did some other criminal activities. Let me tell y'all something before we get ready to leave. If you have engaged in any criminal activity, you're no better than he. Okay, let's keep it real. If you have lied, you are no better than he. All right? You're just not. But anyway, y'all, with that being said, it's time to get out of here. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's been fun, last part of this live, and it is what it is. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. Okay. And y'all still pushing, coming to these comment sections, just running y'all damn mouth. Why are you guys over here? You're not going to change nobody's mind. Okay. You're not going to change anybody's mind. And you are right where you belong. Okay. Sitting right there behind that damn computer, typing shit in the chat at probably 8 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. Shane's too going to bed. Okay. Shane's too going to bed. You a criminal? Yeah, you probably are. Okay, but do you know who Shades Tube is? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. See, you don't never tell people what you do for show. All right, so you're a stone criminal. Okay, that's cool. I guarantee I can tell you some things about Shades Tube that make you be like, woo. So I'll just leave it like that. Okay. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to get out of here. Let me stop sharing this and get out of here and stuff, okay? Slow feet don't eat. It depends. It depends on the situation, okay? Sometimes your feet need to be slow, okay? So you can take things in and know what to do, all right? All right, with that being said, y'all, good night, good morning, whatever. Peace out. Oh, man.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section. She call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I lacked game, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
what she want, it lasts all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want, it laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want, it laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube, she back again.
Late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Again, thank you for watching. I'm still laughing. Y'all check out that message I put up there. That's how much I care. Okay? How much I'll be talking about. But for all the people who support Karmelo Anthony, I'm with you. And for the people who know how to act and they don't support him, that's your prerogative. Okay? Anyway, have a good night. Be blessed. And I'll talk to you guys later. And for people who are on the East Coast, happy and blessed Wednesday. And good morning to you guys. All right? Peace out, y'all. Oh, man. Y'all are too funny.